Hello and welcome to Build Up to Good Games. West Ham United against Crystal Palace. Kick-off an hour and 5 minutes away at the London Stadium, which means official lineups are out in 5 minutes, but perhaps an interesting one for David Moyes with one forced change upon him. Gonzo, how is oneself?
A little bit under the weather, Gio, today. Truth be known, mate. But hopefully, Moisey can perk me up, if you know what I mean, with a tactical shift and some juicy team selections and an attacking lineup to combat old Woy. That would be good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I really like the lineup for what it's worth. You're not the only one feeling under the weather, but we'll cover that in the official lineup. Hopefully, we'll get the official lineup in 4 minutes' time, but maybe what you expect minus one player. Anyway, welcome to the stream. If you're new here, please do subscribe to Hammer's channel. Drop a like on it while you are here as well. And the FA Cup draw, third round draw is now, so we're going to find out during this show who West Ham have in the third round. Is there anyone you fancy in particular, Gonzo?
A small team at home, at our home at London Stadium. Ideally, Gio, I don't want to see Newcastle United away out, come out the hat or anything like that. Particularly not having watched them play last night. I could go the whole 5 seasons without playing Newcastle. Hopefully, they'll get docked some points for financial irregularities and drop down to League Two or something like that. They look a little bit tasty at the moment. But yeah, whatever. Accrington Stanley at the London Stadium would do me lovely.
Yeah, I can only echo those sentiments. Hopefully, the ITV will not have any sex noises like the Euros draw. Did you see that?
I didn't see this. No.
Did you not see it?
No.
The draw for the Euro 24 group stage was yesterday.
Yeah.
And someone was playing the women's orgasm noise. And it went on for ages and they couldn't stop it. So you could just see everybody like smirking because everybody could hear it, but no one knew where it was coming from or how to stop it. So they just had to continue with the draw. With all the
straight face.
Yeah, everybody was trying. Well, some of them were really professional, as if nothing was going on. Like Thomas Rosicky was just natural, nothing going on. But there was one or two just with a little. So.
Happened to me on the train on the way to a West Ham game once. I was changed at Clapham Junction. I had to get one more train up to Waterloo, and everyone's happened. And you click on it, and it was like a penalty one. And it said that it can't believe he missed this penalty. And I did it on the train, and I clicked on it, and of course all the noises happened, and everyone looked. And it's one of those ones where you really panic and you're trying to close it down quickly, and you end up pressing off twice, so it goes back on. But no, you could see there's enough people laughing that it's happened to them, but it had to happen to me on a train.
If I were you, I'd get rid of it quick enough and turn around and be like, who's got that? Who's got that noise?
That's what I do when I fart.
Was it you? You? Yeah. Anyway, Arsenal against Liverpool. I mean, that's good news. Get them playing each other in the third round, please. Can we
we've drawn both of them?
Can we have Man U, Man City, and then can we have Newcastle, Spurs, please? Can we get all those teams playing each other? Probably not. Man City will be at home to. They don't want to make it too obvious. Peterborough. I think Man City will be at home to Peterborough. Probably not even still in the draw, but anyway, there you go. Right, Gonzo is sick-ish. He's better. Here you go. West Ham have been drawn at home to Bristol City.
The old Bristol Cities, if you know what I mean.
Are you happy with that draw?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I am. I'm good. They've sold their best player in the summer, so yeah, that's good.
What are they doing this season? I don't know.
No, I don't know. Well, we beaten Bristol Rovers. Not that that's any reflection on Bristol City. Hate each other. Fierce rivalry. Yeah.
13th they are. So.
Absolutely. But I am unwell today. I may look a bit perky at the moment. I've had a couple of Anadin extras. And Nick, we both know Nick, who attended the Burnley game with you. He heard you said on the video that I was sick earlier. He turned up at my front door with grapes, honey, lemon, mango, tangerines. What a guy! Honestly, he said, "There you go, mate." He stayed well away and he handed it to me. So, thank you.
I'm really unwell all of a sudden. Nick, you're watching. Yeah. I'm feeling under the weather.
Nick doesn't live a mile away from you. That's the trouble.
Anyway, would you like to know the West Ham team?
I would now, please. Yeah.
Right then, in goal for the Hammers this afternoon is Alphonse Areola with the back four, Vladimir Soufal, Konstantinos Mavropanos, Nefergerd and Emerson. No Kurt Zuma at all today, just for context. He's not on the bench. And then in midfield, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse and Souček, who is the captain this afternoon for West Ham. And then the front three, Mohamed Kudus, Lucas Paqueta and Jared Bowen. Gonzo, it's the team I wanted in the preview.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Good. Yeah. Got to be happy with that, haven't you, really? Can't be unhappy with that. To see both Bowen and Kudus both fit and firing. Well, we don't know if they're firing. We don't even know if they're fit, but to see them included is really good. I mean, he's had a tough one, hasn't he? Really, let's be fair, Kudus, because he had the bad back before he went and played in the qualifier, and then he's had that long haul flight, and then apparently he got sick as well. So yeah, he's had quite a lot to contend with, and I guess Bowen precautionary measures with England, and we didn't rush. We haven't rushed him back, so I think that's a good thing. I'm quite pleased with that team, and I'm happy to see Mavropanos playing as well.
Yeah, I'm delighted with this one. This is the 11 I was hoping to see. I just didn't think he'd start Mavropanos ahead of Zuma. Now, technically, he hasn't because Zuma is unavailable, so it's a forced change. But I'm buzzing for that. I'm a little bit more excited now, actually. Who I thought was possibly our weakness in the team is not playing this afternoon. Obviously, it depends on how we play. We know what the formation is going to be. We know Bowen's going to be the striker. We know we're going to try and score in the last 5 minutes with Souček in the box in swingers from the right hand side. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited, Gons. It's giving me a little bit of a buzz actually seeing this starting 11.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, and I just hope hopefully Alvarez is back and fit. I'm slightly concerned about Paqueta in there because he's played, all those minutes midweek, and he was upright for a lot of them. He wasn't rolling around on the floor for quite a lot of it as well. So he's going to have done a little bit more running than in some games. So he's so pivotal to the way we play that I hope he's not been too knackered out by these Serbian excursions.
Well, I did wonder, and I did a video this morning. I was thinking, I wonder if he'll rotate against Spurs during the week, Moyes. If he gets the 3 points today, obviously, he might think, right, rotate next week during the week against Spurs. Next week we've got Fulham, go full strength against Fulham, and try and get 6 points out of 3 games, and give some of the players a break during the week, and then rest again if we have to against Freiburg. Just not completely, but make sure we get the point because we only need a point. You might be able to rest 2 or 3 of the players then because December is a very tough month to navigate regardless. But when you're in European football and the Carabao quarterfinals, you've got an extra 2 fixtures there as well. So it is difficult for us, actually. We've got 8 games in December. That's hard. It's going to be a slog. We can't play the same 11 every single game. I can't play all 8 games. He might be able to, but I think he'd be taking a risk there. So he's going to have to maybe be quite shrewd as to who he rests and when, but I think he's done the right thing today, going full strength against Crystal Palace, try and get the 3 points in the bag, get their league position looking healthy, and then we can sort of deal with it on a game-by-game basis going forwards. But I'm absolutely buzzing with this starting 11, truth be told. The bench for West Ham, then we'll take a look at how Palace are lining up. We've got Lucas Fabianski as well as Ogbonna and Kedder. Pablo Fornals is on there alongside Danny Ings and Adam Creswell. Saeed Benrahma is also on the bench with Maxwell Cornet and Mubama. Yeah,
well, I guess that's all you can ask for. I think the thing is we've got the answer to our third choice centre half is now, haven't we? Really, this is the final confirmation. I think with Mavropanos being in there, it's not Kehrer, it's not Ogbonna, it's Mavropanos. So I'm pretty pleased with that. The bench, if we had to bring anyone off the bench, which I hope we don't. I hope it's only to close the game out. Hopefully we're in the lead. I'm not desperate for anything. I would be. I'd like to see Cornet and Mubama maybe, and maybe as you would possibly like to see Gio if they have to test things out in midfield. Maybe see if Thilo Kehrer can do a job in there if we need to make a substitution.
Right, the Crystal Palace team this afternoon is. I've clicked on it. There you go. In goal, they've got Sam Johnson. Now, they've got an additional defender in today, so it might be a back 5 for Crystal Palace. Either that or there's some jiggery-pokery going on. But we'll name them anyway, and we'll try and work out what they're doing. They've got Joe Ward as well as Anderson and Gay. Richards is in there alongside Mitchell. Then they've got Lerma and Hughes, Elise, Ayew, and Edouard.
Richards, is that the American guy?
Yeah.
That's the American. Okay, so he's big and fast.
He's big and fast, yes.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, well, I think he's been brought in to combat West Ham. Who was it? Somebody was in the chat earlier in our Patreon and our breakfast show. They were talking about the height of, maybe it was Carl or maybe it was Hammer 1999. One of the two was mentioning their height and their lack of height and lack of physicality. Could well be that he's just playing three centre backs there. He's actually not bad on the ball, the fella. Richards. That being said, all of their centre backs, you could say that of. So possibly he would play left back and Mitchell left wing. I think not. I think we're more likely to see three centre backs there, and it's there to combat us in the air, basically.
Unless he's putting Richards into midfield, unless he's plumping him in there and sticking with his back four. I don't know. I just can't convince myself they're playing a back five. It's not really something I can associate with Roy Hodgson at all.
Is it? No.
So I do feel like he's probably going to stick with his formation of four at the back. So I've got a feeling Richards will just be in midfield with Lerma and Hughes, and then at least say on the right, Ayew on the left, and then Edouard through the middle, and it'll be more of a 4-3-3, match us up in the middle of the park. So I wouldn't be surprised if Richards is actually a bit of a defensive midfielder, because Decore is a big miss for them. And not only that, Decore is a lengthy miss for them. Snapped his Achilles, out for the season probably. So they're going to need to come up with a solution of what to do. It's not like he's suspended and he's back next week. Oh, we're going to do for one game, Gaffer. Oh, we'll just get by.
Yeah.
They need to come up with a plan for the rest of the season. So maybe, I've got a feeling he'll be putting Richards in that sort of defensive midfield role next to Lerman, Hughes, just to see if that can be the answer. Because he's 23, he's possibly that could be his position at Crystal Palace. When opportunities come around, give the youngsters a chance and see if
he's a good player. He's a good player.
I've been impressed by him when I've seen him, but it has been bits and pieces. I'm sure I've seen him play against Man United at centre back in the cup with Rob Holding, and he looked all right in that game. So I think he'll put Richards into midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they've got Elise there, which obviously they're missing Eze, but Elise's a right handful, and one of the Ayew quads there. They all hate us, so they'll be looking to do something, won't they, as well? And Edouard, who's been recently linked with West Ham, which is all rubbish, but he'd be looking to see. He's actually scoring a fair amount of goals this season. It was terrible when he first signed for him, wasn't he? But it looks better now.
Right, the poll is now live. In the live chat, there's 4 options there asking what you think of West Ham's starting 11. Please select the option which reflects your opinion closest. Get involved, and Charlie will be along with the results in approximately 20 minutes or so. The bench for Crystal Palace is as follows. They've got Matthews on there along with Whitworth and Tompkins. Klein is on there with Ridewold and Amada, as well as Franca, Mateta, and Ebbywell. Can't really read it. I'm reading on Crystal Palace's graphic. It's very small.
It's on the bottom of the screen. If you don't
read it on the screen. There you go. That's the Crystal Palace bench. I don't know a couple of them. I don't know who Franca is. Who's Franca? I don't know.
Make a lovely pizza though, don't they? In Westfield there.
Yeah, they do.
Franca Manca.
Yeah, Franca Manca does make. I don't know who Franca is.
Leave the fresh basil off. Don't take that green stuff off my pizza. Why would you put green? Why would you put salad on a pizza? I don't know.
Try to make you feel less guilty eating a pizza.
Maybe, probably. I don't.
Okay, I've got him here. Mateus Franca, 19-year-old, and
loves pizza,
and he's a striker. He's played 2 games so far for the first team, and he's mainly involved at under 21s level. Doesn't appear to have scored for a while, not this season. From Flamingo.
Hardly any of their strikers ever scored. Don't worry about that. I should have said that.
Picked him up this season from Flamingo. So there you go. That's. I mean, it might be. Were we linked with him? Can you recall?
Maybe. Well, look, Carl knows. Now Carl's saying it. Now I'm. Carl knows.
So there you go. I don't know, man.
Myself now.
You've seen it cost 20 million. How have I missed this one?
Really? I don't know.
Anyway. There you go. That's what you get for paying attention to Crystal Palace. Right there.
It's my bad nickname, Franca.
Hopefully we can do a little bet today and win some money. But before we do, we are 226 subscribers away from filling Upton Park. So if you took all our subscribers, added 226 more subscribers, we would be able to fill up Upton Park. Final capacity of 35,012 people. So if you're new around here, please do subscribe. It's free and it takes 2 seconds and helps us get a little bit closer to filling up Upton Park, which is a little bit mental when you think about it. Right, Gonzo, the bet. What you fancying for the bet this afternoon?
I've got a player in mind to score a headed goal.
Go on then.
Mavropanos.
Right. Right. Do you reckon we'll win? Let's do all this.
I do, actually. I do, yes.
Oh,
Maybe I've had too many and had an extra, and I'm a bit delirious.
Right, I'll let you have your bet today.
Thank
Konstantinos Mavropanos to score a header. One more thing. Is there anything else you fancy? Souček shot on target.
Souček.
Just have a shot on target. Oh, come on, he's Mr.
Right, okay, I'll let it go. Yeah, absolutely. I just wonder if you got such credit in the bank and stuff. I wonder if our Souček luck is going to run out. He
doesn't have to score. He just has to hit the target with a shot.
But yeah. Well, okay.
But anyway, I've done it. I've done the bet. This is the bet. Right, here we go. We've got West Ham to win the game. Konstantinos Mavropanos to score a header. And Souček to have a shot on target. If that bet wins, we'll give one of you guys 150 quid to enter in the live chat.
Oh, hold on. I'm not ready for this. Hold on.
Give us a minute. Let me read out the bet one more time. The bet.
I don't know why it's a surprise to me.
The bet is as follows: West Ham to win. Konstantinos Mavropanos to score a header. Not with his foot. It must be a header. Shoulder also counts actually as a header. Don't ask why. It just does. And Souček to have a shot on target. Doesn't have to be a header. Any part of his body will do as long as it's not giving us a free kick or something. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase:
Lerma lesson.
Learn a lesson. Get that into the live chat and you're entered into the bet giveaway. That bet wins. One of you guys win £150. Gonzo, you've seen the teams. How are you feeling?
I've got to acknowledge Keith's has posted a couple of times. I apparently did a video about this Franca when Stuyton was in Brazil. So all I can say is thank you, Keith. You must be the one that watches my videos. I thank you very, very much indeed. And you're now you mention it, I sort of half remember him. There it is. There's the phrase that pays. Lerma lesson. Type that into the chat, and if that bet comes in, we'll pick a name from the live chat, and hopefully one of you can win some cash.
What do you think about the? You've seen the lineups. What do you think of it now?
You've already asked me that, haven't you? I like it. It's good. I like it. I'm happy with the team. I am. Look, I'd rather be in West Ham's position than Palace's position. Yeah, I've got to say they're having to juggle things around to accommodate us. Palace would be very happy, I believe, Gio, with a draw today. I'm hoping both managers won't both be happy with a draw. This is a really good opportunity for us to either stay in sort of mid-table mediocrity or make a sort of charge for the top, if you like, and those top places. And if we've got any ambition, and I'm sure we do, we've got to start beating teams like Crystal Palace, sort of mid-table teams, really. And there's some who you look at, maybe a Newcastle or Aston Villa or Brighton. You think, you perhaps look at them and think they're probably a bit better than West Ham. But teams like Crystal Palace really shouldn't be. We've spent a lot of money. We've got a lot of good players. Bowen, Kudus, Paquetá. There's a lot of really good players in our team. And, I'm not saying they don't have anyone, but they've got a lot of journeymen in their team. And we really ought to be beating them. And I'm quite confident that we will, but I do think it's going to be a tight and cagey game. Someone's got to take the initiative here. And if I do think they're going to try and sucker us onto them, basically, and then sucker punch us, which is why we're going to need that pace in the defensive line, because we're going to obviously progress further and further up the pitch. So it should be an interesting game, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm quite excited, and this is the type of game you've got to win, regardless of what your ambition is. Obviously, if our ambition is the top half, then certainly. But even if we were taking the very bottom rung desire this season, which is to avoid relegation, this is still a game that you should be aiming to win. With the greatest respect to Crystal Palace, you can bet your bottom dollar. Burnley, I know they got beat by them, but Burnley would have been looking at this game a couple of weeks ago, thinking we need to win if we want to stay up. This is one of the games that we have to win. So, regardless of what you're trying to do, when you play teams like Nottingham Forest, Burnley at home, you have to win them. You absolutely have to, and that's applicable to us as well. Will says that. Can't believe it. I've got a Christmas jumper. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It's just to promote it.
You don't like Christmas?
I don't like Christmas. I haven't started enjoying Christmas or looking forward to it. It's just that we're selling them in the store, so that if I wear them, hopefully people might think, oh, that looks like a good jumper he's wearing. I'm going to go buy one. So I wasn't going to plug it. I'm not going to plug it, Will, but I'm just answering your question.
And it's snowing outside of Gio's house. This morning, Gio went out for a walk in the snow in his Christmas jumper. So I don't think he's quite as humbug as he likes to make out.
I love the snow. Anyway, Steve says need to start not just winning, but putting in a performance over 90 minutes as well, not just 10 minutes at the end. Percy says we have to go for it. I really think Cornet would skin Joe Ward. Shame he's not starting. Matthew says Paqueta needs to focus on playing and stop being a whiner. And talk about Zuma. Now, as much I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe Zuma is due to start today. And it's sort of a last-minute decision to Mavropanos to play. So I think Zuma is not playing for whatever reason, but I think he was due to. So whether he's got a last-minute injury or something, I'm not 100% sure. But certainly yesterday, I think the plan was for Kurt Zuma to start, but I could be wrong about that one. Carl says, a bit more confident now he's seen the lineup and that Mavropanos isn't starting instead of Zuma. A little disappointed that Paqueta is still on the left. I really start to dislike him being out there. It's the problem, though. Who do you drop? And the answer is James Ward-Prowse. I think if he wants to put Paqueta in the middle, he's probably got to drop James Ward-Prowse. Stephen, they're 35 quid. There's two different designs. The two different jumpers, £35 each. HammerChatStore.com. Links in description and all that. Right then, let's see what you're all saying. What are you laughing at? Click on what you've seen.
And all that, you know.
Well, there's plenty of stuff in the description.
Hammer's Chat Store. Go and have a look.
Where are we? Hammer 1999. How nice would it be to see us come flying out the blocks and make a fast start like we did against Nottingham Forest and actually go for the kill at 1-0 up?
I want to see. We've been so bad. I think for large portions of the game, it'd be really nice to see a fast start and to see us come out after half time really quick as well. That would be nice and refreshing, and it sets the tone at the start of the game for the crowd. At the start of the game and then the interval. And that's a key component in your home games. Get the crowd up for it,
Karthik says we need a good performance from the start and a good result, not just a last-minute result. And a few people saying Zuma's apparently got personal family problems, so hopefully it's nothing too serious. GP, thanks for £2 super chat. He's asking what your favourite West Ham fan channel is. It's not that Hammer Chat forum. I wouldn't tune into that one.
No, that's a good one. I don't like it. I'll tell you what it is. It's the Hammer's Chat Patreon channel, which is
this is
the channel. The channel old channels. You got a bit of Anton Ferdinand on there. We've got a new podcaster coming on soon. We've got the Naked series with two fully clothed men on it.
Anyway, unbelievable. Carl says, as long as we put a shift in, unlike Man United last night, they were shocking.
They were shocking.
Hammer 1999. How many players from that Palace 11 makes our 11?
Good question. Elise, maybe?
Yeah, but we'd
have to move someone to the other
Someone's
side.
Moving about. But then you take out Ward-Prowse, I suppose, and then, or Souček. But then I would take Gay.
Okay, yeah.
I think there's an argument for Anderson as well. Both centre backs perhaps would get into our team. And when I know they're not starting, but when fit, there's an argument for Decore over Alvarez, and then obviously Eze as well. But they're not there today.
Yeah, so today a maximum 2 players.
Three, maximum 3. Baratelli says, so happy Bruno and Kudus are back. Palace missing big players.
Yeah, they are. Very small.
Dan says we're losing today. Palace battered us last season. Don't let the scoreline fool you. We were awful.
We were.
I can't remember it, truth be told.
We don't, but we won't get back. We won't get. I hope we don't get battered today. I hope we don't lose. I know. Sorry, saying lose today. We got battered last time. Yeah, hope not. I think not.
Man City have joined Huddersfield in the cup. Oh, there you go. That's the. That's a surprise, isn't it? Steve says we're due a beautiful performance after the rubbish has been served up recently. We have the players to do it, so let's have it.
Yeah, we can't keep relying on luck to get us out of games. We do need. I mean, football's all about results, blah blah blah. But you do need a performance every now and again. You really do. And get us on the front foot, shut those away fans up as well, and we'll all have a good day.
James saying Edouard would get into our team, and Lewis would like to see Edouard as well. It would be difficult then because you've got to put Bowen on the right, and then where do you put Elise? Someone's got to miss out, so I can see why. I was disappointed we didn't sign Edouard, but I'll be honest with you, I expect him to be better than he has been at Crystal Palace. He's never really nailed down that starting position.
I wouldn't drop him for Kudus or Bowen.
No.
I wouldn't. No.
Jeff said, Moy said, Zuma's got family issues.
Weird thing to say, isn't it? Weird thing to say. Why would you just say he's not available? It's weird to even give that detail.
I guess it depends what it is. Yeah, you might know if he could have just batted that away and said he's got a bit of a knock. Not a problem. Yeah. We'll have him back next week, kind of thing. That's fine. Fair enough. Isok says, "How did Cunha at Wolves? He would fix the left wing." Thank you very much for £2 super chat.
Yes,
massively appreciate it. I do like Cunha. Don't know about the left wing though. He does work hard, but he's also quite erratic. He misses a lot of opportunities, I think.
I love that Burnley geezer.
Colosio.
Yeah, liked him.
Hammer 1999 says Palace are missing Antonio, key player, and helping them get late goals again. Twice he's done it, hasn't he? Just crossed into the box in the last minute.
Yeah.
Liam's getting excited by the lineups. He thinks it's time to get a convincing win again. Hardy says as he walks into the team, then Moyes would ruin him. To be fair, Moyes wanted him.
He did.
Before he went to
Palace.
Why have I got him? Why did my brain stop working there? Danny said I was confident before seeing the lineup, but now I am. Just depends on the way we play. And if Moyes takes the chains off and ain't so defensive, we'll see. Come on, new irons.
We can't both play defensively, can we? In this, you sort of hope not, anyway.
Hammers Way says glad Bowen and Kudus are back, but really want to see Mubama more.
Yeah.
Yank says Edouard was better at Celtic. Alex says glad he's put Mavropanos on. Can't play a high line with Ogbonna or Zuma. Much more pace and defense. Can play at a high line. Looks like he's going for an attacking start.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully, Alex. Hopefully.
I agree with that. Paul said he changed Newcastle Super 6 prediction from 1-0 to 2-0 a minute. Well, first of all, that was silly. Second of all, never change your prediction. And third of all, why are you playing Super 6 and not golden goals? Hey, Paul. I'm doing all right on Super 6. I had 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah. I should bet earlier. Do you want to see my mental bet? I mean, I will bottle this. This is my mental bet. But I will. To be clear, I'm not seeing this through if it somehow is on to win. I did Arsenal to win 2-1, Man City 3-2, West Ham 2-1. It wins 11 grand. So West Ham win 2-1. I've got one bet to go. I can guarantee you, we win 2-1. I'm bottling that. There's no way I'm sticking in. Cash out would be like 300 quid. So I'll cash out a little bit, take £100 and let it run for 6,000. But there's no way I'd see it through to the end. I would bottle it, but you never know. You never know. Carl says if we play defensively, it could be another very boring day because I can't see them coming out at us. Either can I.
I don't think they will. I think, as I say, I think they will think that a draw is a good result today. Hodgson will.
Everybody's complaining. Major isn't the first one. That Sky got some magician doing tricks. He's not the first. Someone else said the same thing as well.
Is that really only 2 o'clock kickoff?
No, there's Brighton are away to Chelsea, Liverpool are at home to Fulham, and Villa are away to Bournemouth.
So they're not stuck for football to talk about.
No, there's 4 games, and there's plenty of football yesterday to discuss as well.
They do. Listen, to be fair, I like Roy Keane and Micah Richards. To be fair, but
I bet you Roy Keane doesn't enjoy this.
I think he pretends not to enjoy it.
I don't know.
I think he plays the grumpy guy very, very well, and I do like him. But yeah, I mean they're obsessed with him, aren't they? They're Sky are obsessed with a cult of celebrity with those guys. But and I do like them. But I would there's probably football to cover for them. Certainly.
As Gonzo was plugging Patreon earlier, I need to plug it now because I've got a bit of a script. I've got a plan for the build-up show. We're going to promote Patreon because we have special offers starting tomorrow on the store. 8:30 every day, a new offer will go live for the next 8 days. It will last for 24 hours only. So tune in tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. on the Forum channel and this channel, where there'll be a video or a community post promoting the offer of the day. Now, like I said, it'll last for 24 hours only. But throughout the 8 days, what we are doing is offering 16% off if you sign up to Patreon and pay for the year. Usually, if you join for the year, you save 10%. We've put up to 16%, which is the maximum you can save. We cannot put it higher than 16%. That's the top percentage that Patreon offer. If you wish to join Patreon, go to patreon.com/Hammers Chat. Link is in the description and all that, where you can head over. You unlock more videos from myself and Gonzo and other people. Online store discount all year round, 24/7. It's not just now and again, all the time on every single item. Even stuff in clearance, you can use your Patreon discount for that. Everything is allowed. We've got giveaways over there on the regular. We're giving away, or we will be giving away, a match worn Emerson shirt. We've got a match worn Kurt Zuma shirt up for grabs today if someone wins a prediction game. So, and best of all, it supports the channel. So go to patreon.com/Hammers Chat, and if you join for the year, you'll save 16%. Right then, keep your thoughts coming into the live chat about the West Ham team and the Crystal Palace team. Let's see what you're all saying. David said they will be patient and hit us on the break. This is right up Moyes' street. A game of chess. Methinks a really boring game. Hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong, but I do know what you mean, David. I do know what you mean. I'm fearful of that as well.
Mike said he's feeling confident.
Good. Glad to hear it, Mike.
Major says on Sky they're now interviewing Son and Postecoglou.
Without the magician, I hope.
They're playing Manchester City later at the Etihad.
Going to get a whooping, aren't they?
Do you know something? I hope they keep doing magicians, because there might be a few more people think, I'm going to tune into Hammers Chat YouTube and start at least discussing the game. Sometimes we also go off at tangents.
I'll start doing some magic tricks.
We've not had a magician, but we have gone down the route of advent calendars and guessing Gonzo's girlfriend's name and talking about food and anything goes sometimes, so we can't really judge too much. The difference is you'd have to pay for this.
I mean, see that.
You can go to Patreon.
That was so quick.
Yeah, I'm going to read it out. That's why. But you've got to pay for your Sky Sports subscriptions. I think there's a big difference. Nathan says Gonzo's putting down Bergwijn from Ajax last week as a possible transfer. Looked pretty good against Marseille last week, feeding assists and playing physical. Any further news or thoughts?
I mean, look, first of all, it's not my story. I was just sort of doing a news roundup. So I can't claim that as an exclusive. Look, Ajax have been plundered plenty by West Ham. I just think it didn't work out for him particularly well at Spurs, but he played really well against us, Gio. And I think he's a very, very good player there, but I would not blame Ajax at all if they turn around and West Ham, go on, do one. Stop plundering all our players. But I do think that left wing for us, and I don't care if one of the guys we got goes to play out there, I would like to see one more quality wide player, and he's certainly one of them.
I'm not that bothered by him, truth be told. If we sign him, great. If we don't, I'm not that bothered. I don't have a strong opinion either way. Sometimes we'll be linked to a player. I think, I hope that's not true. I do not want that player. Then there's other times I think, yes, please. I really hope. Bergwijn, I'm somewhere in the middle. But he himself, the player, was the one that sort of allowed this rumor to come to life. He got asked about moving, whatever, and what about West Ham? I'm not going to say anything, or whatever it was he said.
You'd have to speak to my agent.
Yeah, he sort of like flirted with it quite a bit as well. And I don't know. I'm not sure we'd be after him. We signed 3 players from the same club in a period of 12 months. I mean, it's been done before. Chelsea do it to Brighton. They go there every transfer window. But I don't know. Something's prevented me from believing it. I think if it was true, I don't think the player would be that open about it. You know, if it was actually happening, I think the player would almost shut it down a little bit. I know Kudus did him, but bear in mind that was Kudus got on the plane the next day to go see Steiden or vice versa. And what are you laughing at?
I think it was John said, where did Gonzo meet her? Was it on the train from Clapham to Waterloo? Obviously, referencing back to when my phone started making those weird noises. Very good, John. Very good.
That's where the sex noise came from. Home video. Gonzo didn't actually say someone sent. Well, he did. He said
I did, and they disguised it as a penalty.
Yeah.
There was. Do you know what the thing was? There wasn't even a penalty. If they'd have done the noises and showed this ridiculously stupid penalty, fine. But they
might have been someone watching Ben Mamler's penalty in Prague. To be fair,
it might have been. Well, that wasn't us. That wasn't the noise we made though.
Paul, there you go. Sorry, the lineup's back on the screen. I took it off so I could use the advert. There you go. It's back on the screen now. The West Ham team, the Crystal Palace team is there. Nathan says maybe Bergwijn's been chatting with Kudus and Alvarez, possibly, but then other rumours would have you believe.
Don't bother coming to this club.
But there's plenty of rumours suggest that Kudus is pissed off, so I don't think that would be the case. We've never really believed the rumours that Kudus is pissed off. It's just a joke about the rumours. GSB Oot says, "Oh, I hope Forza is better than that showing the other night. I literally fell asleep watching that rubbish performance. Still can't believe we got the win."
I did almost fall asleep.
It is difficult sometimes. Yeah. It is difficult. And the Olympiacos home game is one I nearly nodded off at in the first half. I was a bit.
Yeah, but obviously we got Hammers chat stuff to do, and I actually I remember at half time thinking, okay, no, I'm actually gonna have to be a coffee. It's gonna have to be a coffee at half time because I'm nodding off here.
Carl says, "What does everyone think about Bowen not being captain for someone who's not in the game a lot and only gets in the box now and again? Souček isn't a captain." Now, I actually feel quite strongly about Bowen not being captain, and I get why someone would like it. He's sort of embodies a lot of West Ham, and he's the poster boy of West Ham. I get that, but Bowen is the first one to say he's quiet. Bowen himself says, "I'm not a quiet person. I'm quiet in the change rooms. I'm quiet on the pitch. I'm not vocal. There's big characters at the club. I am not one of them." I wouldn't want someone like that being captain. Sorry, but Souček's, in terms of like a footballing CV, Souček is the most qualified captain in that team. He captains Czech Republic every international break. Moyes trusts him a lot, which is important. I'd imagine a lot of the teammates trust him a lot. He seems very popular, so I think it's a good choice. But you don't have to be a good player to be a good captain.
No. But you do have to be in the team. That's.
Well, he will be in the team for 90 minutes.
No. I know he is. I think the most natural captain at the club, in terms of being most vocal, is probably Tilo Kehrer, but he just doesn't play.
Yeah. Daniel's right. He can lead by example, a bit like Thierry Henry did at Arsenal, but don't know. I'm not.
They had a lot of leaders in that. I think that's the thing. When you get that, you have a lot of leaders in the team. Anyway, and I think that's really the issue. I think you can get away with it. When you've got other more vocal players in there, you can absolutely do that. And I think if everyone else is going to take responsibility, you can. But ideally, I don't see any outstanding candidate at West Ham at the moment.
ES says WordPress Souček has to be captain. John says Souček's captain of his country. Charles says Alvarez is possibly the best captain. Chuck and Hammer's asking for the bench. You can see the West Ham one. There you go. The West Ham bench is on your screen now. It's who you would expect. If you were to guess who's on the bench after you know the first 11, they're on the bench because Kurt Zuma's missing. Ben Johnson not on the bench. That's a bit of a
kick in the teeth.
Yeah, I thought he was all right on Thursday. It's sort of, this is where it can be a bit one step forward, two step back. You put him in, he does okay, then he's not even on the bench. I mean, I would probably put him in above Ogbonna, truth be told.
I was surprised that it was one of the substitutes he made because we both did because we've done a player ratings. We both thought Johnson did well in the week, so I was surprised to see him replaced by Kehrer. But that is, I think, possibly Moyes didn't like what he saw from Johnson. And now that's it. You're seeing Kehrer's back as the second choice right back, probably.
Paul says players on the front line should never be a captain. Personally, for me, it should always be midfielders in closer proximity to both defenders and forwards. Charles saying Alvarez is the only one that grabs the game by the scruff of the neck. Jeff says captain, we want to say in how we play, no chance of striker with Moyes in charge.
That's true. Says, so isolated the striker, be nowhere near his teammates. Yeah.
Henry says, we will have a good game and I feel confident in winning today. 3-1 West Ham. Hope you guys are doing well. Not too bad. Irish has had a bet on WordPress score. It says, Box, what odds did you get? I'm going to say 8-1. I say you got 8-1. But what odds did you get? Let me know. Just in case it's something chunky, then I might copy you just in case. Robert saying over 800 people watching, only 184 likes. Let's sort that out, please. Can you go and drop a like on the video? Click the thumbs up. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. Helps out this video. Helps out the channel as well. And before we introduce the third amigo to the stream, and just a reminder, we only need 226 subscribers to fill Upton Park. So if you're new to Hammers Chat, please do subscribe. Also takes 2 seconds and it's completely free and helps the channel out. Right then, Gonzo, are you ready for a bald Bevel? Well, he's not. His head's not bald.
I know what you. I've already seen in the bottom screen. Is everybody else ready for the Shaven Raven, as we now call him?
Here's Shaven Raven.
Raven.
I don't know.
I mean,
Shaven. It's better than the Shaven Haven.
To be fair, Gonzo, you might remember. Do you remember a children's show, probably in the 2000s? I think your kids might be old enough for this. Called Raven. Do you remember that?
No.
It was on the BBC. It was about a Scottish bloke who had like jet black hair and a big staff, and would do like, it was kind of like Total Wipeout, but for kids.
I know it's mostly In the Night Garden and Peppa Pig on loop constantly.
Yeah.
So there's no variation with the kids, I'm afraid. But no, so I missed the Shaven Raven on
My point is,
children's TV.
What show? That's all I got.
Thank you, Michael. Brian
Thanks,
says
Michael.
Cornet and Mubama on at 65 minutes would give us a new look. Jeff says good to see Bo and Caduce and Mr. Yellowcard back. Would also like Cornetto as a sub.
You're keeping it, Charlie, the look, do you think? Or did you just get itchy? You got itchy and you thought, get it gone.
No, to be honest, it was just getting in the way a lot. So I was just like, it just needs to go now. Like the hair is not in the way, although that's probably going to go soon as well because it's just too long. So I mean, it'd be kept until it inevitably grows back because I'm lazy and can't be asked to deal with it.
Yeah, it gets in your noodles, doesn't it? A long beard.
It gets in a lot.
Actually, the noodles get in your beard. To be fair, that's what happens, not the other way around.
It is an absolute mess. It is. It's just a pain in the ass. I'm really looking forward to.
Chip says you're a chunky George Best.
I'll take it.
It could
have been significant.
I'm a fat Alan Creswell. So what's Gonzo then?
I'm clearly the thinly wafer sliced filling in the chunky sandwich.
You really aren't. But sure, if that makes you feel better, we'll go with that. Irish said 8-1 on Ward Price score. I knew it would be about 8-1. Jeff says Alvarez is captain, just has that dog in him. Matthew says playing Paqueta wide is a bit of a waste. Beds would like to see Cornet given a chance as well. And Alan saying, will we ever see Keller start again?
And would have to take a very special set of circumstances for it to happen, and it's very hard. Look, maybe during the African Cup of Nations when we're missing a couple of players, but who knows? It would take a Gerd to be out. Zuma would get an injury, which he probably possibly will. So maybe, just maybe, but with everything being fair and equal, I don't think Moyes will start him.
Well, Shady reckons you look like
probably would.
Right, maybe Paqueta.
Yeah, because I nearly threw a tantrum earlier, maybe.
Yeah.
I reckon Kerr will start at right back at some point. I know Johnson played ahead of him the other day, but look at the bench today. There's no Johnson and there is Kerr. I think that was more just a sort of like, well, he's got to play at some point. If he's not going to play now, then when's he going to play? Sort of vibe. Don't get me. I would personally prefer Johnson over Kerr at right back, but I could see him playing Kerr again at right back. I could see it happening. Whether Kerr is happy with that role in the squad of being a guy who is now fourth choice centre back. You could see a situation in which David Moyes would bring on Bonga ahead of him as well, and then potentially third choice behind Johnson at right back or second choice or whatever. It's up to him, but I could see it happening.
Right, two things before we disappear. For those that's tuning in late, Zuma is neither injured or dropped. David Moyes has confirmed he's got family issues, so that is why Kurt Zuma is not available today. And last thing before me and Gonzo disappear is we've got Harry says you look like a knackered Mourinho.
I like the knackered Mourinho. Mourinho just had enough. I've just had enough. Yeah, I feel like a knackered Mourinho actually, just without the money.
Yeah.
Has Mourinho ever not had enough? I feel like he's in a permanent state of just, I've had enough, you know?
Yeah.
He's all right at the start of everything, Charlie, and then he just has enough quite quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah, okay, that's a fair
Like
point.
me
Yeah,
on a diet,
right. Yeah, fair enough.
one
Fair
meal,
enough,
then
yeah.
I've had enough. Actually, halfway through the meal, I've had enough. Before, actually, whilst prepping the meal, I've had enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, Gio, you don't hang around with these things. You made your decision early doors. I don't think you need to wait until halfway through the meal.
My man knows what he wants. There's a lot to be said for that, Mr. Walsh. Anyway, right, Charlie, myself, and Gonzo will leave you there. Right, Gonzo, I will catch up with you in the player ratings tomorrow morning. And Charlie, I'll see you at halftime.
Thank you, Gio. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you all for joining. I hope you're all well. How are you all? Hope you're good. It's West Ham United versus Crystal Palace, isn't it? It's at the end of the stadium. It's an exciting game, mainly because it's the only one where worldies seem to be scored for West Ham. The rest of the time, we seem to do very boring things. And then Crystal Palace rock up, and then we're doing overhead kicks. We're scoring absolute bangers. Who knows? Who knows what will happen in this game? Almost certainly, it'll be a draw until the 90th minute when Thomas Souček scores. We know that. But it could be some insane bicycle kick. Who knows? Who knows? But let's start by asking, as we always do, for your confidence levels. On a level of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most, how confident are you of a West Ham result today? And I suspect it might be a little bit higher than usual because West Ham's lineup, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. We're playing a Areola in goal with Sufal, Mavropanos again, and Emerson in defence. We have Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, and Souček in midfield with Kudus on one side, Paquetá on the other, and Jared Bowen up front. At least I suspect that's the way it will line up. I can't imagine it being any other way realistically. I like it a lot. Actually. I think it's perhaps outside. I would have probably, if Zuma was around, Zuma for Mavropanos, I would make the argument as potentially our strongest 11. I think Antonio still works better up front. Bowen up front is a concern to me at all times. Hopefully we have an Arsenal Jared Bowen performance as opposed to literally any other games he's played up front. But if we do have one of those, then I think that's a really decent team. And actually, when we did the poll in the live chat about how do you feel about the starting 11, you lot in general agreed, because only 1% of you were very unhappy, 1% said it was poor, 41% of people said it was all right, and 55% of people said they were very happy, which is, I think, the highest percentage of the two happy ones or the two positive ones combined we've ever had. 98% of people being yes, or I guess it was 96, saying yes is incredibly high percentage. So you can sort of see why, right? You can sort of see why. In terms of the bench, Fabianski, Ogbonna, Kera, Fornals, Ings, Cresswell, Benrahma, Cornet, and Mubama in positional order. That's Fabianski, Ogbonna, Kera, Cresswell, Fornals, Benrahma, Cornet, Ings, and Mubama. And in a situation where I feel like Mubama might actually come on before Ings. I don't know that for certain. I might be getting a bit ahead of myself. Undoubtedly I will be, but maybe it happens. Peter says this could be 2-1 either way. We will be getting on to final score predictions in just under 10 minutes time, just before kickoff. We'll be getting in and locking those in. But I can see what you're saying, Peter, and I don't necessarily disagree. Chuck, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Amy, also good to see you. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Alan's coming through with a 6. Mike, 8. 8 says Johnny. Ionix is saying a 6. Good to see you, Leon. Hope you are. How much down under HDU coming through with the 3.14, 5, 8, 7, 6.9. Nice. Good to see you, Broomfields. 6, 6, 3, 8, 8, 9.5, 7, 10, 6.8, 6, 7, 7.5, 8, very confident, 6, 9, 7, 7, 5, not confident, says P-Gads, 8, 8.5. Interesting. It's an interesting split we're getting right now, because there are certainly some middling ones, or some slightly more than middling ones potentially. With your 7s, for example, there's some slightly higher ones with your 8s, a 10 if Mbama comes on, for example, with Oliver. Whereas Jean, for example, saying 5. So it's an interesting split. Certainly not anything that's like jumping ahead. Maybe you'd argue your sort of 7 range, for example, like Robert's saying here. Nick saying I would like to see Antonio, but he's injured. Yeah, me too. I thought they said Kudus down was injured. Wasn't he ill in the last game. Wasn't that happened? That's what I saw. Charlie looks 12. It does change my face quite a lot. It does change my face quite a lot, doesn't it? Which, you know, expected, and most people would say, yeah, of course it does, Charlie, you idiot. But, you know, I sort of forget, to be fair. 10 months younger, I'll take that, Sharky. I will take that. Happily. Happily. Mike is saying 20 in the confidence range, breaking the scale, like Dave Meltzer at the Tokyo Dome. 8.5, 6.5, 10, 5.15. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's an interesting mix we've got going on now. Nothing nice. It's how confident you are, Scorpio, but I'll take a 9.69. Just for the nice factor. Crystal Palace lineup as such. Johnston. I've had to zoom in because, again, you click on it, the cheeky people, and you go to the flipping website, don't you? Like, if you look at it, you click on it, you go to the website, it's like, I wanted just the picture. Shout out to H-Bomber Guy for uploading, by the way. Our annual upload, what a man. Johnston starts in goal with Ward, Anderson, Gay, Richards, and Mitchell in defence. Potentially a change in formation for them, although we'll see. Lerma and Hughes are starting in midfield with Elise, Ayew, and Edouard. It does look like a 5-2-3 type system. That's what it looks like on paper, but again, it could be something different, and we'll have to wait until the match is actually kicking off and starting to really get to grips with what's going on in that side. Because realistically, we all sort of look upon Roy Hodgson as a David Moyes type with his exact ideas of what he wants to play and where. But it does on paper at least look like some sort of 5-2-3 type thing. Or maybe even a 5-3-2 with Elise sort of playing more central with Ayew and Edouard up front. I don't know. There's some options there. Their bench, though, is both tiny and a little bit unknown in some senses, because they have Matthews, Whitworth, Tompkins, we know, Klein, Rideweld, Hamada, Ebidwell is how I'm going to say it, although it could be Ebidwai actually, now I'm looking at it. Franca and Mateta. A couple there I don't know. I don't know Ebidwai well, for example, and I didn't know Franca. I heard Gio was Googling it in the show, but I did not know him, I must be fair. Yeah. But it's a Crystal Palace are a functional team. They're a strong team. They know what they're doing. They're obviously weaker at the moment because they have certain people missing, for example, like Eze. However, with someone like Michael Elise, they still have that ability to create something magic at all times. So it's not a side that I look at and go, oh, we'll beat them. We'll beat them easy. But I think we're gonna have to fight for this one, and I do think it's gonna be closer than not, if that makes sense. I'm not sure it does. But yeah, can we have a bet on which players will be wearing gloves? Okay, let's do that. Jeff's asking which players will be wearing gloves. Whoever gets the most amount of votes in the next sort of 3, as I scroll through, leave it. Let's do it man of match style, right? Drop in who you think now will be wearing gloves. You could just say the name. You can say this player will be wearing gloves. You can make a reason if you want. I don't mind. But just the player's name needs to be in there at the beginning. And then as I scroll through, whoever has the most amount of votes is what we will collectively bet on. Obviously, we can't bet on who's going to be wearing gloves, but that's the one we hope for. And then if it's true, then we win. And if not, we won't. We'll back out. I'll back that, Jeff. Best 11 possible. Yeah, essentially that, Fred. Essentially that. And like I say, I'm really excited to see if... I genuinely really hope that Mubama has the opportunity today, and I think he will. I think Mubama will be coming on ahead of Ings today. I've maybe convinced myself of this through sheer force of will, but I think his performances of late are too notable to ignore, and I really do believe that if we need to make a sub up front, which I suspect we will at some point potentially, then he'll be the guy coming on. I hope, which will make me incredibly happy. Because I want to see more of him, and he just should be ahead. He just should be ahead of things. Realistically, there's literally no excuse. Steve saying, I imagine if things don't go well in the first half, Cornet will come on and play on the left, and Paquetá will join James Ward-Prowse in the middle. probably at the expense of Alvarez, more mins for Divine, hopefully. Yeah, I can see that happening, Steve. I think that's pretty fair. Watch how you score, says Rob. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Robert. You're not wrong. I mean, again, he scored a banger in this game. He scored an absolute world in this game. Do you remember that one where he just dribbled through everyone? I like IU more than other people. I always have, but even I didn't think he was capable of doing something like that. Jesus Christ. Trini correctly is saying, in my opinion, keep Elise off the ball and get him defending. Yeah, you've got to be running at him. Get the fullbacks pushing him as far forward as possible, or as far forward as possible to get him pushed as far back as possible. Really try to get him on the back foot, because I think that's one thing to say. As much as I'm saying they are a functional side and they sort of know what they're doing, and it's going to be a difficult game, I do think if you take Elise out of this team, it becomes... You start to wonder where certain things are looking from. Again, they're not at full strength on that side. So if you can take him out of the game, then that would be beautiful for us. Bursting on the scene again at right back. Imagine if that was him. Bursting onto the Crystal Palace starting 11 out of nowhere. He was at one of the grounds, wasn't he? Because someone said he was in the studio. I don't know what grade. They probably weren't at Crystal Palace, to be fair. They probably weren't at London. They were probably at whoever the other team are that are playing. Curtis is coming for goals. I hope so. Let's have a look at these. I don't know. That's a great question. Let's quickly look this up before we get onto the gloves bet. James Tompkins he's only 34. That's crazy. I mean, he broke into the team quite young, didn't he? Yeah, he started playing for us. When was his first senior appearance? 2007? Yeah, his first senior appearance for us was in the 07-08 season. So probably 2008, maybe. I don't know. But so... Jesus Christ, he's almost been a professional footballer for 20 years. Isn't that a scary prospect? Isn't that a scary prospect? In a couple of years' time, it'll be professional football for 20 years. He's been over 15 years playing in the Premier League. What a guy. Also that. Let's have a look at some of these glove bets, shall we? Kudus, Emerson, Elise, Paquetá, Kudus, Areola. Pac-Man will be wearing the thermal mitts. Areola, Paquetá. I'm going with Bowen and Pac-Man, Paquetá, Areola. Both keepers is a really strong shout. Anyone who said the goalkeepers, smart and correct, if we're being honest. Sean, again, getting involved with it. Just getting involved with the correct answer. Kudus, Areola. I didn't really think of the goalkeeper situation until just now, to be fair. Paquetá, a guard, Areola for gloves. Did anyone see League on a stream last night? I did not, Jean. Jean-Claude, I did not. Pac-Man and Areola. Aged. On paper should be an easy win, but depends on. I don't think an easy win, because I think Gray Hodgson again, like Moyes, makes things difficult. But I can see what you're saying. Certainly on paper, ability wise, we have significantly the better team. I think that's true. Areola and Pac-Man, Areola. Right, okay. Look, Areola's the correct answer. 3, Pac-Man, Kudus, Emerson. But I think the next person down, people are saying, is Paquetá. Kudus is close. Emerson's a strong shout as well. Everyone except for Bowen, potentially. That's also quite a strong shot, for being honest. But I didn't think about the goalkeeper situation. I did not think about the goalkeeper situation. But I think Paquetá's the one. So we'll be saying Paquetá. Hopefully Paquetá's there for the win. But if someone else you said, apart from Areola, obviously, in the goalkeepers and Johnston, because they will obviously be wearing gloves, Charlie, you Dumbo. Well, you win. Has Bowen returned from his injury? He was ill and he has returned. Him and Kudus were both ill, so they didn't play. They are both in the starting 11s today, rolling across the bottom of your screen now. It's about 5 minutes until kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, which means at this point I will say hello, hope you're well, hope you're good. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. We do watch alongs every single match day here. We're the most consistent on West Ham YouTube when it comes to that sort of stuff. For the last 4 years we've been doing it, and we've been getting involved, and all of you lovely people get involved and make it a hell of a lot easier. Jesus Christ, sometimes matches are incredibly boring, so we need each other. So subscribe and get involved in future ones by hitting that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any of them, and like the video because it helps us out a ginormous amount. I can't lie to you. We are flying. We are already on the 300, by the way, so thank you very much. 300 is usually what we aim for. We're like, let's try and get 300 this stream. Bro, we're at 313 already and the match hasn't even started. So at this point, we're just playing with house money. Could be anything at this point. Who knows? Who knows what it will get to? But we appreciate that massively. And hey, stick around because I will be live throughout the entire video. Gio will be back at half time to give you some actual knowledge and expertise on what's going on as opposed to just my stupid ramblings. And then, of course, I'll be live throughout the second half, and then full time, Gio will be back with our live match review straight after the game. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, of course, because it is on Sky Sports in the United Kingdom today. However, if you aren't able to watch it for whatever reason, there definitely are ways you can do it. Scroll down into the link in the description below. There's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community, fans of all clubs are welcome. However, if you scroll down on the right hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you will find what you're looking for. At the same time, I would like to thank Tom. You can just see his name just there. Tom with the £2. Thank you very much. Helps us out a ginormous amount. Not just me, but Gio and Gonzo and Hammers Chat as a whole as well. It helps us out a huge amount. Thank you as well to ASOXO and GP. GP, if you're here, did Gio and Gonzo answer this? Because I'm intrigued. Didn't hear this one, but thank you all for the super chats massively. Let's get on to score prediction, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? We've spoken about the seams, we've spoken about the subs, we've spoken about the tactics, we've spoken about it all. We've spoken about the gloves, okay? But now it's time to put it on the line. No more flipping, no more flopping, no more sitting on the fence. It's time to put those score predictions in, and we will lock them in. Yes, big situations, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get those final score predictions in. I'm going to say 1-1. I don't want it to be 1-1, but I'm going to say 1-1. I said that on a Twitch TV stream in the live chat a couple of days ago. I'm going to stick by it. I could see a 2-1 either way. I think we're more likely to win 2-1 than they are at this point, but I'm going to stick with my 1-1 prediction because I've already said it. So I'm going to put it in there. It's exactly AK knows. This is like a support group for boring football. You know, we all sit here, we put up with it, and then, you know, occasionally we'll just go off piece and start talking about Raven. Whoever, by the way, in the chat said Raven was goated, you know, my kind of people. Let's go, Raven. Having a multivitamin boost from Tropicana. It's just tropical juice, but, you know, as per usual, I'm not well. So let's have a look at some of these score predictions, shall we? There is a timer, of course, in the top corner because I'm in North Idaho, snowy North Idaho today to watch the game, which means I'll be slightly behind you, just as the way these things go, you know, streaming links and all that. But there is a timer in the top corner which says exactly what time I'm at, so you will be aware as well. Bill is saying 2-1 to the Hammers. Help Me Boo says 2-1. West Ham 1-0. Brontosaurus versus Diplodocus-saurus 0-0. I can't remember how to pronounce that dinosaur. I'm going to say I nailed it. 4-1 smash 3-2 4-0. East 2, South 1. 2-1 says Keith Fox. 1-0, 2-1, 3-1, 1-1. 2-1 says my trustworthy friend. 3-1, 2-3. Are you to be like Benzema again? Is probably a strong shout. It's probably a strong shout. 1-1. It says James, just sim the game on FIFA and we won 5-0, so it's looking good. Looking good, Oliver. Love that. Love that kind of pre-match knowledge getting in there. I'm here for it. 2-0 says Leon. AK is going 3-1 to Palace. 42069 says Scorpio. Nice and nice again. Swords is saying 2-1 to West Ham. 2-0. Topher saying this cannot be as painful as Thursday, can it? Not sure I can cope with Gio looking as depressed as he did at full time at halftime. Then yeah, potentially. Although stick around to halftime, we'll find out how depressed he looks. 9-0 a barnstorming 1-0 says Transient. 2-0 3-2 1-1 is me, Charlie. Good Jean-Claude. Yeah, Jean-Claude's got it going on. 2-1 4-3 1-0. That's So Raven, another show, to be fair. I was thinking more Raven, the BBC show, but That's So Raven, another one. The GIF where she's like constantly see that. 2-1 Bowen and James Ward-Prowse free kick. We need a James Ward-Prowse free kick, you know. We need it. We need him to break that record. We need him to get in there, and I feel like when it pops off, it's going to be a big situation. A big situation. 3-1 says Robert. Listen, maybe. I haven't really eaten yet, so I should probably do something about that at some point. Whether it be now, I don't know. I had an idea for a stream for it, but then I stopped doing the. We don't do. Me and Ray don't do the show anymore. No, maybe we bring it back for a special kebab special on the Patreon or something. I don't know. Charlie, you deserve a medal for sitting through this crap week after week. The rest of us can switch off. Well, you know, very kind of you to say. I disagree, but I'll take it. We do it together. There's a together thing. The match may have just kicked off for you, but it will be for me in just a few moments' time. Just a few moments' time. As I say, I'll be slightly behind you, the North Idaho TV network, the way it works. Thomas Suchek with the captain's armband. Do you know what? I do, as someone who loves Thomas Suchek, and I do, and don't get me wrong, I feel like I like him more than I should. I think I'm fair in saying that. I love to see him wearing the armband. I do. Don't always think he should start. Don't think he's right for every situation. But as I love him personally, you know, everything he does he's one of those players who, like, I think we can all disagree, or no, we can all maybe have our criticism of him on the pitch. Not great at passing, for example, which is an understatement, stuff like that. But as someone who wears the badge, there are very few who wear it as proudly as Thomas Suchek. You know what I mean? As proudly as Thomas Suchek, who will literally fight tooth and nail, will scrap for it, like Thomas Suchek. Very, very few. Very, very few. North Idaho TV network letting me down right before kickoff there. Very annoying. Right, well, we're underway. Come on, you eyes. Deploy the boys. It's time to run two things indeed. It's going to be a bit of a rocky start, I feel. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a rocky start when it comes to consistency for the North Idaho TV network. But come on, you irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run two things. The vibe. Let's get the vibe. While I try to flick through some of the channels, let's say, let's see if we can find a bit more consistency. The attacking here, Crystal Palace. Ball comes in from the right-hand side, cross way over the top of everyone. Kudus getting involved well and then clears it nice and strong. Good work, Mohamed Kudus. Ball comes straight back from West Ham. Thankfully, it slows down and Crystal Palace try to then build up. Or in good position. Good work from Mohamed Kudus early doors there. You love to see it. Just quickly sneaking in. Nice little interception. Looking for the 1-2 with Bowen. Trying to flick him through. Can't quite make it work. Crystal Palace intercept. Although nice battling for it from Emerson there. Nice. I'm liking this early doors pressing going on here. I'm enjoying that. It goes out for a friend. We're sort of, you know, starting to maybe doing our usual bright start potentially. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see how it goes. I don't want to say anything too soon, because it's been a bit hit and miss that early door start. But we are sort of getting in their face, which I like. Yes, yeah, struggling a little bit there, TSC, aren't we? Struggling a little bit. Ishmael, good to see you, sir. Lisa tries to whip it in straight into the hands of Fabianski from the cross. We'll be taking that. Sorry, Areola. We'll be taking that. I'll take, like I said, we'll take an 8. I didn't think I was being prophetic when I said I'll take a late stage Thomas Suchek winner every single time, but we're here for it. We're here for it. Just gone, GP. Just gone. You know? Just gone. It was in the way. You know how these things go. It's too much at that point, you know? So just had to get it got. Just had to get it got. Let's make this just exactly in time with where it is. There we go. Oh, that's a good point. The gloves. I completely forgot about the gloves. We need to start scanning. Yeah, Edson Alvarez does have the gloves. Paquetá, no gloves. Kudus, no gloves. Bowen, no gloves. Mavropanos, no gloves. Agerd, no gloves. Sufal, no gloves. Emerson, I don't think has gloves on. I think the only one of our team who has gloves on is Edison. So congratulations. If you said Edison or Alvarez or Al Machine for the gloves, you win. Congratulations. Big. I can't see anyone else with gloves. At least not for us. I'm sort of having a little scan. And Ariola, obviously. I'm having a little scan to see if there's anyone else. Can't see off the top of my head. No, I don't like going fully. I don't like going fully. I don't know. I just don't like being fully shaven. I don't know why. It's never been a me thing. So I always get the electric razor out instead, and on the lowest or second lowest settings go in because I don't like it. But even then, this was a couple of days ago. To be fair, this was straight after the last game, so and it was shorter than that at the time. No, it's come through again, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Fluffy, good to see you, sir. Hope you well. Exactly. Alex knows. Alex knows. Gary, good to see you, sir. Hope you well. We do have 2 baby bells if necessary today, Tom. I wouldn't be against replacing them with mince pies, although I feel like that might be even worse for me. Although maybe a mince pie isn't as bad. It's got fruit inside it. Maybe it's not as bad as a baby bell. I don't know. Elise looking to take the free kick, trying to drive it into the box over the top of everyone. Can't quite find him. Crystal Palace have managed to maintain possession of the ball despite being completely all over the shop with that one. It's whipped in. It's very awkwardly done from Crystal Palace, but they somehow come away with it. Elise's on the ball looking to try and shoot. Ward came flying onto that one, deflects outwards and tries to take a shot. Jared Bowen as well as control that, tries to flick it over Elise on the other side. He battles well for it, but he loses out. Elise just covering strongly, but Jared Bowen starts charging him down, pressing him like no man. A big Robert Snodgrass headless press. You love to see it. Jared Bowen sprinting at Sam Johnston, forcing him into the long boot, and we come away with possession of the ball from it. Although the forward pass from Alvarez may be a little bit overzealous, and Crystal Palace win possession of the ball back. But you got listen. As much as I think a Robert Snodgrass headless press is a negative thing, every so often you do just want to see one. You do just want to see one. To be fair, I have not been a recipient of the Manscaped products, although you could see them being in use, right? You could see them being used, but I've not been in it. Good to see you, Lawrence. Hope you're well, bro. Hope things are good for you. Any stream mix, Jack, my friend. There are definitely places you can look. Is what I'll say. Well, the offline TV network is just annoying me. Yeah, clean sheet would be nice. Big ball over the top from Crystal Palace. Hooks away from Mavropanos well, and then again plays it forward. Good to see Mavropanos in the team as well. I thought he was good the other night. I think he's been looking bright since we signed him. Paquetá and Emerson looking to link up down the side. Paquetá gets a little bit away with it. We need to see a slightly better performance from him, I feel like, today. I think he's been getting away a little bit with some mistakes recently. I don't think it's quite been working for him. So I feel like we need a little bit more from Paquetá today, potentially. Thank you. Blue Eye, thank you, sir. Thank you. I've had 10 months, I've had 10 years, I look 10. I'm happy with any of them. As someone who is aging rapidly and whose birthday's soon, I'm happy with any of them. Happy birthday, Gary. If you can, people in chat, wish Gary a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Gary. Hopefully for your sake. I mean, for all our sakes. But hopefully, big dubs. Sufal plays it in towards Kudus, who's been doing well defensively. I want to see him get involved forward. He lays it back to Alvarez. Little 1-2 with James Ward-Prowse. Possession doing well at the moment. Paquetá looking for Emerson. It has to go back again. Sort of just passing it around in a big sort of a deep horseshoe. Ball forward looking for Sufal, and we win a throw in from it. We'll take that. Go. Multivitamins have officially been boosted, ladies and gentlemen. Crystal Palace on the ball, but deep, and we continue sort of harrying them. Not hugely, but certainly doing it. We're certainly covering the passing lanes, which is nice. Most goals from crosses is us this season, shockingly. Arsenal, Newcastle on 7, Wolves on 6, us on 8. And the second most goals conceded from crosses this season. Crystal Palace on 6, or Sheffield United way ahead on 11. Jesus Christ. Thomas Tuchel with a foul. But I like this. I like this press we've got going on, you know. People just pushing it on them, just laying it on them. We're not headlessly chasing them down. This isn't necessarily the Snodgrass headless press, but we're covering the passing lanes and just slowly closing them in, slowly closing in on them. I like it. Free kick given away for that time. Crystal Palace are going to take it from deep. Johnston to take basically inside his area, but I like that. Alex, good to see you. Hope you're hydrated, bro. Hope you're good. Having thought about the episode more today, I can safely say I really liked it. But I do love a horror episode, though. You know what I mean? I do love a horror episode. Are you to take... Oh, no, he's going to pass it to Mitchell. He's going to take the throw for Crystal Palace in an advanced position. Still haven't been able to figure out their formation as such. Elise's definitely playing out wide. And it looks to me like a 5, but again, I'm not really paying too much attention to it, so we'll see. Crystal Palace is throwing almost as bad as one of ours. We win a throw straight off it. Soufal with a big long hoof throw. Can you hoof a throw? I've said it now. And we instantly lose it out. There we go. That's a classic. That's a classic West Ham free kick. Throw in if you've seen one. Just lose it instantaneously. Thank you. I'll take an egg. More than happy with that. What's the baby unveiling you? Well, Connor, welcome round. Crystal Palace whip the ball in, looking towards the back post, head back across. Edouard hooks his foot towards it on the volley, and it goes wide in the end. But the free kick routine as well. Elise plays it, whips it in towards the back post. It's a really nice free kick, and it's nodded back towards goal. And Alvarez was I think it's Alvarez has a handful, or is it Mavropanos? Mavropanos has a handful of shirt. But Edouard would have had to have done something incredible from that kind of position to volley that one home, but tries it goes wide, and West Ham take the goal kick short, but it's close. Connor, firstly, welcome. As Jason says, it's a good luck charm. It's a good luck charm. We eat the baby bells for good luck. Originally, it was oranges. We were eating oranges. Like that was the good luck charm, and then it seemed to be on the wane. We ate a baby bell. That happened to be good luck. That sort of works. It's a good luck charm. When we all sort of feel like together, like we need a boost as a team, I put the poll in chat to make sure democratically it's the right thing we as a unit consider, and then we'll take the baby bell on because it's a boost. It's a boost. It's a good luck charm. Hopefully that makes sense. I know it doesn't, but hopefully it does. Oh, we're in an infinite time loop. Mexican and it's international. Edson Alvarez is frequently being told to me. Okay, we're back. Good. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it does the horror stuff really well. Oh, nicely done from Kudus, just flicking that one over Hughes. Brilliantly done. There's no options for him, but he still continues to try and run it forward. Finds in the end Emerson Ford. You like to see it, but it's so well done. Just a little flick over there. Just a nice little bit of magic. Oh, that's a nice ball over to Soufal's going to try and pull it back across first time for Kudus. Mohamed Kudus with the goal. Brilliant stuff. He started it with a piece of brilliance and ended it with a nice, solid, calm finish. Kudus is class. James Gunn, good to see you. Correct. 1-0 West Ham. Mohamed Kudus. Let's absolutely go. What a start. We will be taking that. Thank you very much. Mohamed Kudus does absolutely brilliantly there. What a man. Started it well with a flick over the top of Hughes in the centre of the park. Plays it out to Paquetá, who laid it back to James Ward-Prowse. It's a huge switch of play to Soufal, who I thought first time he was going to loft it into the box or lob it into the box. Instead, he pulls it back for the arriving late Kudus, who just slots it home nicely. Johnston gets a touch on it. Johnston does get a touch on it, but it's close. It's so close to him. It's quick as well. it's one of those ones where you're going to say he could have and should have done better, but it came at him so quickly and he's probably slightly unsighted and could have skipped the goal. Let's absolutely go. Let's absolutely go. West Ham United 1, Crystal Palace 0. And I can't lie, ladies and gentlemen. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Could us with it as well. Let's go. Let's go. He is magic. He is magic. It's an L. It's an LG. It's an LG. You hate to see it. You really do. Good to see. I saw your particular neck of the woods, North Idaho, wise Dean, was very snowy. I did see that on Twitter this morning when I couldn't sleep. Scrolling through, I saw a picture of snow in your neck of North Idaho. Did see that. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a mare as well. Yeah, great shout, excellent assist. Excellent of another good assist, another excellent assist. Great cutback, yeah, really nicely done. Because I thought he was going to try and first time it into the box. And with Jared Bowen in there and what Paquetá could be arriving, Emerson's going to be arriving. Don't get me wrong, we might score a header, but it's unlikely. So to have the presence of mind to balls in an awkward position, bouncing awkwardly as well, to cut it back like that, awesome stuff. Soufal's having a really good season, I feel like. I'm really enjoying Soufal this season. We're passing it around at the back. Crystal Palace looking to try and press us, but we're doing well here. We're just happy to keep possession of the ball. And that's one of the things that is nice about having Mavropanos. As much as I think Zuma is a better player than Mavropanos, that's one of the things that Mavropanos gives you that Zuma just doesn't. Mavropanos, Aged, Alvarez, these are all people who are comfortable on the ball. All people who are comfortable on the ball with short passing and with dribbling as well. And so you can comfortably pass it around amongst each other like that. And Crystal Palace can come and try and press you, and you're fine. Just play it left to right. There's no stress. There's no rush for these things. What a man indeed, Richard. 100%. 100%. He does so well in that. And the flick over Hughes, just that little bit of magic, that little flick over Hughes to create something at the beginning and then finding the right gap at the other end. That's perfect Mohamed Kudus stuff. Perfect Mohamed Kudus stuff. As Mark says there, he started off with a great move in the middle. I do as well, Pegans. I do as well. Although, don't get me wrong. Do love a bit of rain, but I do as well. Good work, Thomas Souček there. That's exactly the sort of thing he does give you. He stayed down. He tried desperately to get the control. Oh, Kudus battles back well. He's doing really well defensively today, Mohamed Kudus. Souček is trying to get up. I'm concerned about Thomas Souček because he's not the sort of guy to stay down. And he's trying to get up. But can we just, again, in that passage of play there, just appreciate Mohamed Kudus battling back. He's been doing defensively quite well. Soufal with the ball in, looking for Jared Bowen. It's nodded away just about by Anderson. Elise, as Crystal Palace looks to try and counter-attack. He has Edouard ahead of him, picks up the ball. Instantly surrounded and is forced to go back to Elise. West Ham back in their defensive shape after the breakaway from Crystal Palace breaks down. Tries to whip it in and instead it's hooped away from Paquetá. Jared Bowen's going to chase that one down. It's going to put Gahey under pressure. Of course, international compatriot Mark Gahey ends up playing it back to international compatriot Mark Johnston and out to non-international compatriot, but still probably a close friend, Joachim Andersen. Back in the infinite time loop, you love to see it. Yeah, he's looking lively. He is looking lively. I'm really enjoying Soufal at the moment. I really am. James Ward-Prowse just stepping up to Elise. Tries to bully the ball across to Mitchell's flicked inwards. They're looking for the quick 1-2, and it's that little quick turn. It doesn't quite work out. Good block from us. Kudus battles well for that one. We win a throw-in off the back of it. But that's the sort of thing where they can do that, you know. As much as people underrate IU, in my opinion, and Edouard, who started off well but then didn't sort of do anything. They can, when they want to, they can start those little flicks and tricks inside the box, those one-touch passing. They are very capable of doing that. They are very capable of doing that. Elise again with the ball, charges forward. Richards, who's very far forward. So is Gay, to be fair. Ward lays it short back into Elise. Everything's going through Elise, who tries to cross there. Deflects off him last. That's going to be a goal kick. Thank you very much. Everything is going through Elise at the moment. There really isn't a move happening which doesn't end up at the feet of Michael Elise. Which, to be fair, if we had him, I would probably feel the same way. He's such a good player. Not someone we need, but he is such a good player. But everything is going through him at the moment. Gone in it. Sad times for us all. Especially for me when I go to the shops and it's freezing cold. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Afternoon, Jonathan. Hope you're well, bro. I'm okay. I'm alright. I'm good. Short saying, not heard Burns' name mentioned once yet. He isn't a striker, should be outward. Yeah, I agree. In the situation we're in with the injuries right now and the fact we only really have Antonio, I understand why he's playing up front. That also gives Kudus the space to play in the spaces he's playing today, which is nice to see. He gives him the space to roam and do different things. And Jarrod Bowen, he's been doing well from a defensive standpoint in terms of like the pressing from the front line. Do you know what I mean? He's been harrying them well. He's been pressing well, which is nice to see. Not necessarily getting too many chances in terms of actually scoring, but from creating stuff through his movement, he's been quite good at that so far today. But I agree with you in general. I don't like him up front. Goodness, that's a great ball. Was looking for Emerson and it was just headed away, but I really like the idea of the cross. It didn't quite work out. Ward just covers it, and we regain possession instantaneously from that, which is nicely done, but it's a nice idea from the cross. I think well, personally. Everyone feel free to reply to Dean with this, but I think well, personally. I think we're looking good. We're looking good pressing wise. Stepped off maybe a tiny bit since then, but I think we're looking good pressing wise. Not headless, not insane, but just covering well and forcing Crystal Palace into positions like we just saw, where they had possession and we just sort of closed them down, where they forced to play it out in some awkward way and we recollect the ball again, which is nice to see. And I think Kudus is looking very bright. I think Paquetá's looking better than he has done, although still want a bit more from it. That's not a bad ball over the top for Jarrod Bowen. That's not a bad ball shot. Jarrod Bowen goes for an early shot there. Caught me by surprise. It's straight into the hands of Johnston. It's probably the right decision there. The ball gets played over the top from Naya Faged. Jarrod Bowen's on his bike already. Completely catches it over. It's over the top of Anderson. And then Gay can't get there before Jarrod Bowen just lets it drop. And again, before he can get there, it would have been difficult. Sprinting full pace, balls maybe slightly central, so he has to angle his body in order to try and get anything on it. It's straight into hands. But I like the idea that we're showing we're capable of that side as well as what we saw with Kudus, with the flowing build-up. I like the fact that we're showing we're capable of that as well. Sofal clears it. Crystal Palace regain possession of the ball. The way we're playing, we're obviously playing our classic style. Thomas Souček is the one who's further forward out of himself and James Ward-Prowse. Interestingly, from a defensive standpoint, it is more of a 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-1-1. That's not a bad ball from Mitch. The ball gets played across to Mitchell. First time in the box, he tries to pull it back across. It was in a nice position, but it was just no Crystal Palace players there to really take advantage of it. Easy collection in the end for Areola, and we can come away with the ball, start passing around nicely. Yeah, interestingly, from a defensive standpoint, we seem to be staying true to our sort of older, a more old school 4-4-1-1, 4-2-3-1 style thing. And as opposed to the 4-1-4-1 we have seen with Alvarez, with James Ward-Prowse sitting a little bit deeper, which is a bit of a concern, but so far is working out. It does concern me a little bit, but so far is working out. But it's just interesting, given the players that we have on the pitch with Souček's there, James Ward-Prowse being there, and Alvarez being there. It's interesting that we've gone with that as opposed to the 4-1-4-1 in a defensive shape, which is what I would expect. Wait to walk the dog. Kudus was the one who scored. Hope your dog's well. Shout out to Kelly's dog for a start. But yeah, Kudus was the one who scored the goal. Really nice goal as well. If you get the chance, Kelly, definitely have a check out. Definitely check it out. Big boot forward, bounces through to Elise. He first time lays it down. Edouards manages to find Hughes, but again, just good defensive work from Kudus there. West Ham as a team just tackling him and pressing him, and Kudus getting back well enough to just keep it on. And he wins a free kick. Nicely done. Nicely done, Kudus. Getting fouled from his compatriot internationally, Jordan Ayew. Sorry to whoever told me to stop. I promise that'll be the last one I say. Sorry. Big hoof up the pitch, and Paquetá gets the control, flicks it over one. Then no free kick, although maybe a boy cried wolf situation, although we still continue to have the ball, so could also be advantage. Referee didn't hold out the hands for it, so it could just be a boy cried wolf situation with Paquetá going down quite emphatically there. However, it's getting caught a little bit there, but comes away with the ball nicely regardless. He's at some point in this season, he's going to score an absolute banger, and it's going to be very exciting. Bowen lays it out to Kudus. Cross was poor. He puts it onto his weak foot and tries to just dink it in towards Souček at the far post. It doesn't quite work out. "25 minutes in, 26 minutes in, relatively happy with this. It's got to be said. I think we're playing better than we have done recently. I think it's notable that we're playing better than we have done recently. Yeah, I had a problem as well. Once I found one that was sort of okay, I just stuck by it. Once I saw one that was just okay, I sort of stuck by it. And whenever it goes a bit wonky, I refresh until it stops being wonky. Just because, you've got to stick by it to some extent. But yeah, it's been a pain. I know there was a couple of other people before you turned up who were saying sort of similar things. Crystal Palace on the ball. Passing it around on the halfway line under no real pressure at this point. Find their way forward to Elise on the right-hand side, shockingly. Again, going to be a big defensive display from Emerson and Paquetá throughout the entire game, because Elise, every single time Crystal Palace have the ball, they're looking to try and get it to him there. Even there, they tried to force it to him and it didn't quite work. And we almost managed to counter off it. They come away with the ball again and it goes back to Elise again. Hughes picks up the ball. He looked for a long shot for a second and the pass. Good cut out from Kudus again. He's having an excellent game so far today. Instantly goes sprinting at the defence. Nice 1-2 with him and Thomas Souček. And then a little flick. He's feeling it. Mohamed Kudus is feeling it. Soufal gets a little bit caught out. With a shot from range, there was a moment where it looked scary, but thankfully it was significantly wide. Kudus is feeling it. The vibes are strong from Mohamed Kudus. He's having a really good game, because not only is he having a good game offensively, he's having a good game defensively. And I think he's been decent defensively, actually, to be fair. Kudus has been better defensively than I thought he would have been when we signed him so far, which was good to see, because that was one of my big concerns with signing him. He's someone who's free-flowing, he's attacking, he's one of those fun sort of players you love to watch. And I was concerned that he wasn't going to have the defensive side of his game that he would need if he was to play on the right wing that Jared Bowen, we all know, has. That guy does not stop running, does not stop working. But Kudus has shown that in spades so far since he's joined us. And today is a really good example of him not only working really hard, but it coming off from him tackling, him getting involved defensively, and then being super effective going forward, being a really nice out ball, kind of almost Jesse Lingard style. We can just get him the ball and just allow him to run with it. Sufal first time, though. It's an interesting idea. Under a bit of pressure there. Well, thankfully, Kudus comes away with it. Kudus, yes! Mohamed Kudus again. James Ward-Prowse with a turn. Not as much of an ooh response from the crowd as James Ward-Prowse's slightly awkward turn than it was for Kudus' flick, but you know. I mean, maintain possession, and again, it's got to be said actually, when we're in possession in defence like this, and they do step to us a little bit, because again, that's what we want to do. We want to try and lure them out of the Roy Hodgson, David Moyes style of sitting deep and absorbing pressure. We want to sort of lure them out of that a little bit. If they do get towards our centre-backs, who are good at passing, if they do get towards Alvarez, who again is good at passing, and there are no other options, you can always play it back to Areola, who's good on the floor, you know? His long kicking is slightly wayward, but on the floor, sure, Areola works. Areola works. Again, that went straight to Elise. Literally, Crystal Palace come forward. Crystal Palace feel very West Hammy right now, feel very David Moyesy right now. You've got Edouard who's sort of up front and they're hitting him long, and then he's trying to win those first balls and laying it down to Elise 9 times out of 10, sometimes Jordan Ayew, and trying to spin off that way, very similar to a Mikel Antonio style forward. And it's not coming together for Crystal Palace right now. Defensively, we're really comfortable. There's been a couple of moments where they've managed to get some space, but realistically it's just not quite working for them. Oh, this is nicely played forward there, really nicely played. Emerson doing well there, getting involved in the ball forward. Bowen and Souček also involved. Kudus goes in, went for a strong foot, a bit of blinkers there, a bit of the Ben Rama there. He had the ball and there were maybe better options on, but feeling himself after the goal and all the good stuff he's doing, he sort of had an eye the second he got the ball. He wanted to shoot, tries to force a shooting angle and then hits it in his easy blocks in the end. Thomas Souček, just a little clip on Jordan Ayew, nothing deep there, just a little clip. But yeah, I feel it. Yeah, it's just not coming together for Crystal Palace at the moment. They've obviously had a couple of incidents, a couple of moments, but in general, you would say it's not really coming together for them, and we're looking quite comfortable at this point. Elise tries to dribble it around. He's showing signs of frustration already, half an hour in. Bro, if you're showing signs of frustration now, it's going to be a long afternoon for you. I can't lie to you, my mate. I can't lie to you. I've never had it, but why not? I mean, I would probably put Ham on their first peak, guys, but I'll be honest with you. I would. Why not? Why not? But I don't know if there's much I would say I wouldn't put bacon on, you know what I mean? I don't think there's much there. Yes, it's very true. Very true. In comparison to our recent things, this game's feeling positively breezy. He does. He watches every game like a hawk. The concentration in his eyes. I haven't tested this, but the concentration in his eyes. Look at that. He knows what's going on at all times. No one can doubt that. No one can say that. He probably watches more of the game than I do. And I'm here. Bless me. Bless me. Italian pizza has bacon on it. You used to sell it in the supermarket. Is that true? This is sort of interesting. This is, yes. I need to get involved then, because I've never had a pizza with bacon on it. I feel like I would have had a pizza with bacon on it if I saw it as well. Who knows? Lerma tries to dribble his way forward. Doesn't work. We easily come away with it. We're a lot more comfortable in possession today, it feels like. A lot more comfortable in possession. Play to Kudus, they're getting touch tight to him now, and he wins a free kick because of it. Thank you very much. Mitchell will be taking up, my friends. They're getting very tight on Kudus when he's on the ball now for obvious reasons. Mitchell was literally straight onto him. Just grabbing him up. get a second. Yeah, I'd love a second goal right about now. I think we're looking comfortable, but I would love a second goal. I mean, it's a pointless thing for me to say in a lot of ways because obviously I would, but I would feel if we had a second goal right now, I'd be like, oh, this is such a beautiful game of football to watch. Jordan Ayew trying to take on Soufal. He does have him a little bit on skates, but again, guess who came back and stopped it? Mohamed Kudus. He gives away a free kick in a dangerous area there, but I'll be honest with you. I like it. We're going to see the replay there. Ayew does well up against Soufal, who's desperately trying to show him away. I think Ayew's lucky to get a free kick there. If I'm being honest, I think Ayew's lucky to get a free kick there. I don't think it's a foul. But yeah. They win a free kick in a relatively good position here, Crystal Palace. But I'll be honest with you. Like, we're looking all right. We're looking comfortable. Elise's been taken off free kick duties. Anderson's the one who's going to take it. Elise does look very frustrated. He looks very frustrated. Anderson's there. James Ward-Prowse is the draft excluder. He goes for it. Flipping heck. That was closer. That was too close. A huge deflection off the wall from Anderson. He tries to bend it up and over the wall, and it takes a big deflection off Alvarez and almost finds its way into the bottom corner. Jesus Christ, that was close, isn't it? That was close. It was close. Resulting corner gets whipped in. It was pretty awful. Soufal sort of gets a head on it. Jarrod Bowen comes away with it. I would have just booed it first time. James Ward-Prowse was on the counter, but we decided to play it a bit calmer. Emerson just clears it away under a lot of pressure. Again, I think we should have just played that one early just to relieve the pressure, but we don't end up doing it. If you type at and then their name, as Dean says here. So for example, if you wanted to reply to Dean, you put at Dean Marsh, Dean space Marsh. So it'd have to be the way their thing comes up, where their name comes up, then it should automatically do it for you. If you're on if you're on certain devices, if you type at and then start typing it in, sometimes there'll be autocomplete options for you as well. Hughes taken out there from James Ward-Prowse. That's going to be a yellow. Professional. That's a professional yellow. It's a very professional yellow there. Hughes on the counter-attack, on the breakaway, and James Ward-Prowse, in what can only be described as a Rodri-esque manoeuvre, just takes out Hughes to stop the counter-attack, takes his yellow card. Bit early for me, but he's not exactly one for having yellow cards, so it's not too deep, but a little bit early for me. Crystal Palace enjoying a spell of possession here, not really doing much with it, apart from that deflected free kick, not really creating anything of note. Not really creating anything of note, but certainly having a decent spell of possession. Touching opponent's box, we've only had one, they've had 11. Which is wild. They have got into the box relatively well, but they've just not really done anything when they're there. Yeah, I really don't understand why that doesn't work. It makes no sense to me at all. Yeah, find you someone who looks at you the way Danny looks at me. You know, it's just true love. You know. Mohamed Kudus as well there, gets in Mitchell, just takes the ball away from him, and then wins a throw-in as he's going forward. You love to see it. I'm loving Mohamed Kudus today. He's doing really well. Awful throw. Thankfully, it's a poor clearance. Bit of head tennis ensues. Crystal Palace look like they've got the space to come away with it. Hughes just clobbers it backwards and it comes away. Jarrod Bowen starts trying to nip in there. Doesn't quite work. Ward plays it forward to Elise. Shock. Emerson on top of him. Wins it back instantaneously. You love to see it. Good work. Solid work. My goal is one of my goals in life is to get like a like or something on Twitter from Danny DeVito. The ones are like the current ones are Danny DeVito, Angelica Bell will be good, and John Cena already follows me, so I've got John Cena down. John Cena follows me on Twitter, so that one's sorted. And if I can get something from Danny DeVito, that'd be big. I've tweeted at him before, tweeted some stuff. He doesn't tend to use Twitter that much. He promotes his daughter's TV show on there. So maybe if I somehow forced his daughter's TV show into the watch long somehow, I might be able to get a like of Danny DeVito. James Ward-Prowse to whip in this corner from the in-swinger. It's a little bit further away than it usually is, but it's still in that same area. It comes down to Kudus, who blasts it over from range, always coming up. It was coming down to him. He's leaning back. It doesn't quite happen. Not as far as I've seen. I feel like I would know, not as far as I've seen. And as long as he can keep that, I'm fine with it. Do you know what I mean? He in the last game he hit a mad crossfield dive that I'd never seen him hit before, and I don't think I'll ever see him hit again. But as long as he can keep it calm and smart and short, here for it. You know, I'm not expecting consistently. We all know what his passing's like at this point. We all know what to expect, but today at least it's working out. Sufal with a huge boot up the pitch. Unsurprisingly, it goes out for a throw-in. You hate to see it. Our momentum just slowing down now. Notably, Crystal Palace is slowing down as well over the last sort of 5 minutes or so, but ours has notably slowed down. That sort of late first half lull that tends to happen with us is in full effect. It feels like right now we're finding ourselves just sitting deep. And listen, we've got the lead right now, and we've got notably Kudus playing really well counter attacking wise. So it's not too deep for us right now, but there certainly is just the momentum has stepped off a little bit. Good interception there from Alvarez. He's under a bit of pressure, so he wins a throw. Lovely stuff. It does feel like it's stepped off a little bit from us. The crowd you can hear is not quite as lively as it once was. And with 3.5 minutes to go plus stoppage time in the first half, Crystal Palace don't look dangerous. They don't particularly look like they're going to score right now. But they look, if you to say who's more likely to score, it would probably be them, even though they don't look particularly dangerous right now. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Looking for a big crossfield switch there. Doesn't quite work out. And Elise tries to flick it into Edouard. He's got the overlap here. Tries to play it back across again. Does really well. Just stands up on his man. Doesn't go down. I was about to have a go at Paquetá. He wins a free kick that time, but I was about to pop off. Lerma's the one who fouls him, but Paquetá had the ball. He was controlling it in the area, doing classic Paquetá things. I think he loses balance, maybe. If I'm to be honest, I think Paquetá loses balance there, potentially trying to unfairly draw a foul, and then thankfully Lerma's foot ends up connecting with his and he can go down properly. But I was I was ready to pop off at Paquetá there. I was ready to pop off. Thomas Souček battling for that one, gets up well, but Jared Bowen just a little bit, I don't know, maybe showing signs of tired. I'm not sure yet. Good interception there from Vladimir Sufal, must be said. Good sliding challenge. Emerson trying to flick it forward into the path of Bowen, who battles for it. Referee says no free kick, but thankfully we win the ball back. Thomas Souček with the intercept. Him or Bowen, either of them could have collected that one quite easily. Yeah, we've sort of we've slowed down quite a lot here. Nice ball forward from Soufal to Bowen, but again, he's under pressure and has to do a lot from those sort of areas, and that's where he can't hold up the ball like Mikel Antonio can, you know? Which is exactly what Mikel Antonio would do really well in that situation, to be able to hold off. The ball came to Jarrod Bowen quite comfortably. It was to his chest, but quite comfortably, but he's going to have to hold off a defender, and that's something Mikel Antonio can do, which Jarrod Bowen just doesn't have in his locker. I feel like it's slowed down a lot here. I feel like we're struggling to get out of our half a little bit. Not in a big major way. We just don't seem to be trying that hard to do it. 1 in the lead. Packard does really well there. Wins the ball off Joel Ward. You know, advanced area. Tried a little flick. Doesn't quite work out, and at least they can come away with the ball. Packard, Catching to deceive once again, maybe. He started strong, but I think as the half's gone on, he's got worse. 1 minute of added time. That's all right for us. Getting at half time, I'm not too mad about it. Getting at half time, I'll take it. I'm not ecstatic about it. I think if you'd asked me 25 minutes in, I was pretty happy. I was really happy. Maybe even up to half an hour, I would have said I was really happy. I think the last 15 minutes, I think there was a 5 to 10 minute spell of Crystal Palace looking more dangerous. But since then, it's sort of died down into what most people would expect from a Hodgson David Moyes game. Which again suits us. We're 1-0 up at home. That suits us. Crystal Palace is still not looking very dangerous whatsoever. So we'll take that. Having said that, it's not entirely what we're looking for right now. West Ham trying to battle for this one and win it. Paquetá quickly that time out to Emerson on the overlap. Back to Paquetá, who fails with the flick through, but doesn't matter because it is half time. West Ham United 1, Crystal Palace 0. We'll take it more than anything. I think is my takeaway is we will take that. Like I say, first 25 minutes, maybe even through to half an hour, I would have said I was really happy with that. I felt like we started the game really strongly. I feel like Kudus is having a brilliant game. He's having a really, really effective game. Then there was a notable period of Crystal Palace being on top, which didn't last that long, if we're being honest. And from like the last 5 to 10 minutes of that match, nothing really happening. Crystal Palace don't look super dangerous. They find the ball to Elise every single time without fail, and he's starting to cut a very frustrated figure with that sort of stuff. Yeah. It sort of is what it is. It sort of is what it is. We're 1-0 in the lead, which is 1-0 in the lead. It's calm with me. And I don't feel like they're particularly very dangerous right now. So in that sense, I'll take it. But better than it has been of late. But also a notable 15-minute lull at the end of that first half where we were struggling to sort of do much, and we're reverting to type with the big balls forward, and Jarrod Bowen is not a guy who's going to be able to hold players off. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's. I'm not too concerned about Crystal Palace. It has to be said. I don't feel like they're looking that dangerous at all. But equally, just as Mohamed Kudus has that bit of magic in him that can create something incredible, like he did with his goal, someone like Elise can do something similar. And we, for the last 15 minutes there, didn't really have much at all. So I can't exactly act like I'm the most comfortable I've ever been, but at the same time, better than it has been recently, but still lacking something. Will that first half survive? Listen, probably, but probably not. I don't know. We scored. Who knows is the answer. Who knows? You'll have to check it out later and find out. Little promo there. Hat tricks in a bedtime story. Don't say I never promo anymore. Hat tricks in a bedtime story for Moyes. Listen, you know. Gio, how do you feel about him?
It is boring, but fairly neutral was tuning into West Ham, Crystal Palace, Moyes versus Hodgson. Expected a classic. I think they were. Well, I think it's on them really. I just suggested that's your fault. It's equivalent of tuning into EastEnders, expecting to see Ken Barlow. He's not on. You're not going to see Ken Barlow on EastEnders. You're not going to see a classic between Moyes and Roy, West Ham Palace this season. It's boring, Charlie. Palace, I mean, are we finding more boring side than us? I don't know. But
imagine if Elise was also injured for them. Imagine how little they would have.
But I mean, I don't. The thing is, I feel really comfortable if that helps. We're 1-0 up, and I'm looking at Palace. They've got nothing about them, and I'm looking at their bench. I'm not sure they've got much on there to come on and change the game either. And I know we complain about Moyes' subs. Roy's not exactly quick at doing substitutes either. So it's been a comfortable half for us. We've only really had one bit of good play, but that's all that's needed. I feel confident we're going to go on and win. I'm just not very confident that the second half's going to be a thriller. I think it'll be a job done kind of half from us in the second half. But we're winning. That's good. I think there's some good performances out there from some of the players, but entertainment is lacking.
Paquetá, talk to me.
He's doing okay.
I don't know. I just feel like over the last couple of games, I just feel like he's lost his way a bit. I just feel like it's not happening for him.
I think he has previous to this one. Burnley,
I thought he was okay at times in this one, and then I think he's also been like a 50-50 type thing where he's been all right, and then there's been times where he's just been a sort of a bit of a mess.
I'm not too bothered by him today. The live chat's agreeing with you, though. I think he's all right. I think it's because he was so bad at Burnley. I think anything was an improvement to some extent.
That's a fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point.
It is what it is, isn't it? It's just...
Fair. Well, I'll leave you to talk about that. Enjoy that.
This should be fun. Cheers, Charlie. Right, let's see what you're all saying in the live chat. Let's have a little look. Ionix, it's a very, really good point. Well, it would be a good 3 points, but it's a good point Ionix makes, that's why it's boring. It's too comfortable. It is a bit too comfortable for us. We're not really having to get our second gear here. Chip says, let's be realistic. We could be 8th. It's not too shabby. I agree with that. I mean, like I always say, that you can be pleased with the results, but disappointed at how you get the result. It's possible to be two different things. And, just because you're unhappy with how we play doesn't mean you're unhappy with us winning. Palace are just bad. Palace just look rubbish. Guy says entertainment's been lacking for 18 months or 2 years under Moyes. It comes and goes in games. Bill agrees with Charlie. Paqueta's been our weakest player. Possibly. I think everyone's having an okay game. Actually, I don't think anyone's playing bad. I don't think Paqueta's playing that bad. I think he's all right. Rob, no, there'll be loads of happy hammers in the chat. I'm happy we're winning. It's just a bit of a boring game. Joshua says it's as good as you get under Moyes. I disagree a lot with that one. I've seen us play good under David Moyes. Even this season, like I said, I enjoyed it against Nottingham Forest. It wasn't for everybody, but I enjoyed it. James says Paqueta's poor today. Kudus is fast becoming his favourite player. Brad says Mavropanos has been very comfortable. I agree with that. William says Paqueta's been poor. What's he done well so far? Then again, we could say that about most of the players given the dull nature of the performance. Paul thinks Mavropanos and Soufal are playing well. Alan says Paqueta's been poor. We need to create more chances. The result is good at the moment, though. Irish said early Palace goal and Suchet scored 90th minute to win 2-1, and I can get my cash out. Lee says I wouldn't know about boring. I'm not watching, so the win is fine for me. Angus says Ward Prowse passed pivotal to first goal. We haven't seen his technique enough. I agree with that. It was fantastic. And then maybe, I don't know, 35th minute or something, Soufal made a similar run, and Ward Prowse had time, and you got the feeling Ward Prowse spotted him. We didn't go for it. And I think this is where a lot of people, and I speak for myself here only, but I do feel a lot of people will get this frustration as well, that when we do take the lead, we don't go for the second goal often enough. Now, Ward Prowse has arguably just proven that because of that pass to Soufal for the first goal, and then there's a similar pass on, albeit a little bit deeper in the pitch, but the switch over to Soufal on the right unmarked was there. and he didn't do it. Instead, he turned and played it backwards to Gerd. And that's where my frustration comes from, which is, well, do that pass. Let's get up and try and get a second. But we've made little to no effort to try and get a second goal in order to protect what we've got, which is a lead, and it's working. But I do feel like it's working because Crystal Palace are very limited and very boring, rather than the fact that we've masterclassed this game so far. But Sean says Bowen seems to be placing himself not as after it as usual. It's difficult, isn't it? If you're on the right, you only really have to hassle the left back. I know it doesn't quite work like that, but just let's simplify it and bear with me here. You've got a direct opponent in Mitchell in this case, so you can press Mitchell. But as a centre forward, you've got two centre backs who can often be 20 yards apart, and that's a lot of ground to cover. So I can understand why Bowen perhaps isn't as rampant as he is at pressing, but really good run from him and a really good pass from Nathan Gerd as well. Hammer 1999 says if we had a right back who could take a man on, be very dangerous. The switch is on every time, but we're not backing Soufal on a one-on-one. I get that. I do get that. Although say that, really good assist from Soufal. Johnny says get Paqueta in the middle and Ward-Prowse on the left, especially he's on a yellow now. Ian says nobody's supporting Bowen. Paqueta needs to get closer. Mike thinks Paqueta is also better through the middle. Bowen Kudus is our best front three, and Moyes will never play it. JB says great goal, lots of endeavour, just still boring and not utilising the players. Paqueta stuck out on the left. Mancunian saying we were expecting a thriller. No, I don't know how long you've tuned in for, Mancunian. I literally just said that 5 minutes ago. Couch Sitter said take off Ward-Prowse and bring on Mubama. Drop Souček in there. Get a Kudus central and Bowen over to the right-hand side. Shady said it's funny if we were away to Palace, we'd be buzzing with it. I'm not sure we would. I think as a one-off possibly, but because it feels a little bit continuous in respect of the performance or how we're going about the performance, I think that's where there's a bit of frustration. Again, I can only speak about for myself here. Chip said Paqueta must be gutted. He didn't get booked for that challenge. Must have had a $5 on him. I thought he was going to get booked. Is Mars being a little... well, it's not so much. He said boring and winning are exciting and unknowing. Yeah, hey, you can do exciting and winning. Why is there not an option for exciting and winning? But exciting and unknowing probably. But like I said, I can stomach it when it's working. I can stomach it. It's just... doesn't mean I enjoy it. Yank fan says it's uncomfortable, a very uncomfortable lead. We're leaving the door open for an equaliser. Need to create more in the final third and put the game away. I agree the latter part. I do think it looks comfortable actually for us thus far. Ariola's barely had to do anything. The closest they've come to scoring is a massive deflection from a free kick. Apart from that, they've not tested us whatsoever. I would argue while Kudus has scored, the next closest player to score in open play is Jared Bowen. Doesn't mean I like it, but I actually disagree with you, Yank. I think it's a very comfortable lead, but I appreciate what you're saying in the sense it's just the one goal. As I've said 5 minutes ago or something, it would be nice to see us go for that second, and I do think there's been 1 or 2 passes on that we haven't done. Malik says he's happy. Don't care about the performance. Too many Palace fans in my life would be devastated if we lost. There's always a personal victory for a few people every game, isn't there? Xavier said, I think we're playing half decent. Looks like we're trying to move it quickly in possession, play some decent passages of play. Off the ball looks strong. I don't think we're getting forward enough. It's very Gerd, Mavropanos, Alvarez in that little triangle at times, and I just wish we just try be a little bit more riskier. And it doesn't mean throw the kitchen sink. I know people always, when you say, oh, I'd like more attacking, people say, oh, what? You want one defender on the pitch? You want to play 5 strikers? That's going to... No, not really. Just I'm happy with the players that's selected. I'm happy with the formation on paper. But if we could just try and pass upfield a little bit more often and quicker, that would be appreciated. Might be a bit more exciting. But I want to see more crosses into the box. There's been a few far between, and have been a great source of goals this season. That's our last 10 minutes tactic, Brad. Don't go giving that away. Come on. Don't be giving it away. Michael is desperate to see Paqueta back in the middle. Ward-Prowse off as he's on a booking. Bowen is fine for taking the set pieces. Steve says, atmosphere in the ground tells it all almost silent apart from Kudus gets the ball. Hopsky says you take exciting in knowing versus boring and winning. L Mako says I can't single a player out for being bad. I agree. It's the setup and lack of managed inspiration. Also agree. I think the players are as bored as we are. I think some of them might be. I think some of them are probably quite enjoying it. I'd imagine Gerd and Mavropanos and Alvarez are having a good time playing this kind of formation.
I would also say, notably, the people who most people would point to as the people who might be bored by this formation are playing relatively well on one side with Kudus and looks to be super involved and super up for everything he does. And the other one in Paquetá is significantly more involved when we play the Sigma formation because he gets to drop deep and gets to get involved in build up and do all the flicks and turns and stuff, and everyone goes mad for it. So I don't know. I think it's a little bit one or the other. I feel like you said, I think I agree with the sort of baseline what you were saying. I am comfortable as well, relatively comfortable. I think the passing around at the back thing you were just speaking about, I feel like for me, I was okay with, because it felt like a lot of the time they would have maybe one or two people try to step to us, and we had Alvarez and Mavropanos and Aguirre then and Ariana one or two times where we could just pass around them and then we looked to play it forward. But it felt like the longer that half went on, the more it just felt like the less the options were forward, and it would just revert to either okay, fine, we'll just pass it around the back until the options appear, which against the team managed by Roy Hodgson's not going to happen. That option isn't going to just magically appear itself if it's not there already. Or two, they step a little bit more. It comes to Soufal and he ends up booting it forward to someone like Jared Boney, who's not going to be able to hold up the ball like that. And I feel like that's the step in that position. I'm fine with us passing it around in it, but it's when we need something else, when we need to create something else, where there just isn't something there apart from passing the ball to Palace and hoping he goes for everyone.
Palace are going to have to start taking risks in the second half. They're going to have to start getting a little bit riskier, a little bit higher, a little bit pressing further up the pitch. Hopefully it plays into our hands, and hopefully we can get a second and go on and win this game, Mr. Walsh.
Fair. And I will see you at full time, Gio, where we can talk about it fully, or where Gio can talk about it fully anyway. And I'll highly recommend that you will come back. Bye. I highly recommend that you come back for that, where Gio will be able to talk about the game in detail from a smart perspective. You know, an intelligent man, as opposed to me and my stupid rambles. But the second half is underway. Come on, your minds. Deploy the boys. It's time to run to Tings. West Ham United 1, Crystal Palace 0 is the score. 45 minutes to go. If we can... Listen, like I say, I'm relatively comfortable. I don't think Crystal Palace are creating too much. If we can start this half well, and then end the half as strong as we have been doing recently, and we've been better in the second half recently than we have been in the first, then I think we've got this. I'm pretty comfortable with this. Long throw from Soufal in towards... I don't know who it was. I think it was Mavropanos with a header. Some quite back workout. Bounces around a little bit and hoofed away. But yeah, I feel like it's there. If you haven't already liked the video, by the way, we're on 420. You love to see it. It towards the box. Oh my God, it's in. Let's go. Oh, it's offside. It's offside. It happened all of a sudden. I was halfway through celebrating 420 as a number, like a child. And Thomas Souček scored. He's saying it was onside. Let's have a look again. It was a throw quickly to Mohamed Kudus, who cuts inwards. He's offside. I mean, he doesn't touch the ball. I think it will be offside. Even if it goes to VAR, I think it'll be offside. He doesn't get anywhere near touching the ball, but it's the fact he takes a swing at it. He was in an offside position, so I think that is an offside. We'll see if it goes to VAR if they change their mind, but the fact he takes a swing at it means he's involved in play. Yeah. Disallowed. Fair point. Fair. I think that's correct. Personally, I think that's correct. But yeah, 420. Yes. Let's go back to where we were. Thank you very much, Ian. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. But yeah, offside did stand. It continues to be 1-0. Although you love to see a little cheeky, warning sign for Crystal Palace potentially. IU gets bandled down from Mavropanos well. Kudus, I tell you what, he does well there. Just to spread that one out to Souček, finds a little space where it wasn't there previously. Thomas Souček controls the ball, looks to try and whip it into space. Tries to whip it into the box, but not one for technique like that. Thomas Souček, and it's straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. I'll tell you what, Alvarez went flying at that. We come away with the ball, but absolutely wild. Thank you, Lee. That's very kind of you to say, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. That genuinely very nice of you to say. Thank you. I'm kind of mildly chuffed about that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, good start regardless. Good start regardless. And I can fully understand why. I think it was used. I think he was used because there was a pause in play, and I saw the referee have his hand to his ear, so I believe it probably was used. I don't know whether or not it was, to be honest with you. That's just my guess from what I saw with this. Like, they didn't speak about it, but like I say, personally, I would have said. I wouldn't have said it was a goal regardless. But I've just noticed this as well. It's a huge play from Hodgson. It's a huge play. Emerson is down. He's been down for a while, and there's whistles and jeers beginning to happen. Lots of West Ham players with their arms out as we ask for the ball to be played out because Emerson is still down. And Elise tried to play it out. To be fair to him, the ball got played forward to Elise, and he attempted to clear it before we dispossessed him and then clear it and put it out ourselves. Emerson with the 1-2, just at full stretch. There's an awkward collision between himself and Ward. He plays a 1-2 with Paquetá, and he is at full stretch and gets a little bit of a clatter. Hopefully he's okay. One of those situations where they certainly weren't obliged to play it out. Let's say it that way. But it's one of those sportsmanship things you usually do. But as Crystal Palace are the team in the lead, I can't blame them for wanting to carry on. Because he's a don, bruv. Bold. Because he's a don, bruv. Do you know what I mean? You don't mess with Hodgson. Yeah, this is a little bit of a concern. I mean, obviously he's going to have to go and warm up because we have literally no other option to play left back. I guess you could say you move again there potentially, and I don't know, but like when it comes to left backs, Cresswell is really the only option we have. So hopefully Emerson is okay, because that is not something we would like. Emerson is standing up. He's getting a significant amount of cream rubbed on that calf. He seems like he's going to come back on, thankfully. Hopefully it's okay. There's a lot of cream on that calf. I'm going to stop talking about his calf and cream now, but, you know. Did he say taken out there from Paquetá? He's annoyed he didn't get it. And it's pulled back that far away. Michael Oliver pulled... It's very... very late. Elise gets on the ball. It fouled from Paquetá. I'm going to say it. I think that is a foul, but he goes down in a very Paquetá manner, which makes it difficult to claim. Ironically, given it's Paquetá to take it. Elise pulled over the top. Instantaneous. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, that was close. That was a golden opportunity. I don't know how difficult it was. It felt close from Edouard, though. A quick taken free kick from Crystal Palace. Elise round the back before we're really ready. And Ayew just sort of... Sorry, no, Mark Gay is the one who plays it back across goal. First time with his left foot. I mean, Edouard is under pressure from James Ward-Prowse, who follows him in. The goalkeeper's there. It's a difficult, tight space. Played in from the resulting corner. Header goes well and truly over. But my Lord, was that close. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that was close. It looked harder on the replay than it did first time. First time I was like, bloody hell, but quickly good. It's good work from Chris Palace. Quickly taken free kick, and you feel like if I don't even know, does he get a touch on that? I don't even think he gets a touch on that. I think if Edouard is that little bit further forward, gets that touch on it, then it's a goal. He's got another opportunity here though, Edouard. 1-on-1 versus Alvarez, and then slots it home well. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. It's a good finish as well. It's a good finish. It's one of those ones where the replay is still happening, so we don't see the build up to it, but then we come back from the replay and he's on the ball 1v1 against... it looked like Edison. I might be wrong about that. It could have been a Mavropanos, but I think it was Edison. And he just puts it onto his left foot and then it's slot into the bottom corner. 1-1. I think it was Mavropanos. The camera zooming in on him. I'm waiting for the replay to happen so we can see fully what happened. So goal kick, we take it short. Areola takes it short to Aged. Alvarez drops deep to give him an option. He lays it short to Mavropanos. Tries to dribble inwards and then does lay it back. It is Alvarez who's there. It's a really awful back pass from Mavropanos. That's awful. It's a really awful back pass from Mavropanos under the slightest bit of pressure. And it's literally straight at Edouard, who's then 1v1 versus Alvarez. And to be fair, he does nicely. He does well. He does well, Edouard, to finish that one. But we've gifted them that goal. We've absolutely gifted them that goal. Mavropanos has done awfully there. Which is a shame because he's having a good game in my opinion, and I think he's done well, but that is notably an awful individual error from Mavropanos. Passing it straight, under very little pressure, it has to be said as well. Passing it directly to Edouard like that. That's a big, big no. 1-1 is the score. Very frustrating way to give away a goal. Awful. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what happened. Why the heck he thought that was a good idea, I'll never know. It doesn't even look like he's looking. Silly stuff. Elise trying to charge through here. He tries to put it onto his stronger foot and then takes a shot from range. He was absolutely swarmed by 4 defenders there. He would have had to have done a bit of madness to really create an opportunity from that. He does well originally to get a bit of space, but all of a sudden he got crowded out very quickly and he's forced to take the shot from range before he was really ready to. Straight into the hands. James Ward-Prowse pings it across for Vladimir Sofal. Into the path of Kudus. Really first time we're getting to see him this half. Takes on his man. Takes on Mitchell. Does well. I think it's going to be a goal kick though. But he did well. Did well. Tried to take on his man. Put him one way, put him the other. But the cross has falling over and it's just driven wide. Bless me. Mavropanos, not even looking. Not even looking when he makes that pass. And Edson is trying to show him onto his left foot, trying to force him out wide. And it's not, I'll be honest with you, it's not a great finish. Like, it's a smart, he's done well to angle it, but it looks like he doesn't get the right connection with it. It ends up bobbling into the bottom corner. It's a smart finish, but I don't think it's a good finish from Edouard. Oh, well, there we go. Thank you for the £2, GP. So West Ham Network are giving away PS5s. Oh my god. GP, by the way, earlier you asked them what their favorite franchise. What was it? If you told me, I didn't see because I was probably doing something else at the time. But I'm interested what they said. Also, thank you while I'm here to ASOXO and Tom as well for the £2. Massively appreciate it. Put your name in the thing again, GP. Paquetá looking to spread the ball quickly. It just ends up going all the way across to the opposite side. Oh, that really hurts. Sorry. Usually I try and block the mic or something from that, but ball across. Cut out well. They said the Patreon. Cop out. Absolute cop out. Fair enough. Hoofed away from Aged. Paquetá battles for it and wins it. Nicely done. It's getting feisty, ladies and gentlemen. And James Ward-Prowse, that's a nice ball out to Vladimir Sofal. The pitch is open ahead of him. He strides into it, tries to play the cross early. Poor decision. We shouldn't have gone for that. He had no real options, to be fair to him. He would have had to have turned around and gone backwards if he was to play the pass. He would have had to have done that. So he tries to play it in to try and be progressive, to try and get it in the box. But crossing it into Jarrod Bowen on a header is just not the one, really. Are we being honest about it? It's just not the one. Played forward, headed forward from Mavropanos. Doesn't quite work out. Second time he gets a bite of the cherry, heads it down to Areola, who rolls it out to Ged like a bowler. the little leg round the back like that. You know what I mean? If you're a bowler and your legs are like that, and then when you throw it, you throw it, and then your legs go. You know what I mean? Did one of them. It was fun. It was fun. Listen, I would be here for it, James. I would be here for it. I would also be here for him being Banksy. Isn't it meant to be a musician? I can't remember the guy's name. Isn't it meant to be a musician? Kudus goes down. That's a free kick in a decent area. JWP knocking on the door, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Ayew taking down Mohamed Kudus right outside the area, and James Ward-Prowse is there picking up the ball. He goes down quite easy there. I can't lie to you. He goes down quite easy there. Kudus. It's a soft free kick. I mean, it's a free kick, but it's soft. I need tissues is what I need. I need to blow my nose. Just in case this goes flying in. Right. Let's clear those nasal passages for when this inevitably gets swazzed in top bin. Michael Oliver ordering the wall about here. Got some extra men in the wall as well. Sam Johnston, he's giving out instructions. Crystal Palace have a lot of men in that wall. They've got a draft excluder. We've got some extra boys. Lucas Paquetá also notably standing over it. He's lining up as if he's going to hit it, but let's be real. No one thinks this isn't going to be JWP. Who hits it? Excitingly, straight into the ball. One day he's going to score a free kick, and it's going to be very exciting. But until that point... The big difference between him and Payet, right, with free kicks, isn't even necessarily the ability, because Payet obviously scored free kicks for fun for us. It's just we don't win enough free kicks in that sort of area. Oh my God, that is awful from Edson Alvarez. And Crystal Palace are on the counter-attack. This is such a good opportunity. They cut inside. It's a very heavy touch from Ayew, and thankfully Alvarez is the one who gets the touch to knock that one away and save it. But Jesus Christ, was that awful. The individual errors from our defence right now are just unbelievable. Just sloppy. The commentator just said the word sloppy, and there is not a more accurate word to describe what's going on right now. Alvarez and Mavropanos just incredibly sloppy. As I was saying, the big difference is Payet just had lots of opportunities because we would win so many free kicks in and around those sort of areas, whereas we just don't do that. How many free kicks do we have within James Ward-Prowse shooting range a game? Max one, and even then sometimes we don't get one. It's really annoying when you have a free kick taker as good as James Ward-Prowse, which is one of the things I like about Kudus, is he will win free kicks. He won that one, and he will win free kicks in those areas because he grabs the ball and he starts running into those areas. You know, Jarrod Bowen is a very direct player. This is not to say Kudus isn't direct, but if this is the area and Jarrod Bowen runs like directly into it, Kudus is going woo like that sort of into it, and it just means you can win more free kicks in those sort of areas, and it's something I really want to see us try and take more advantage of, because we have JWP, man. He's one of the best free kick takers in the Premier League. He's probably the best free kick taker in the Premier League, and one of the best the Premier League's ever seen, and we just waste it. We just make him purely a corner taker, which is fine because he's really good at that as well, but it's just like something a bit more there. Kudus trying to battle for a 1-2 with Sofal. Doesn't quite work out. It's well defended there from Mitchell, to be fair. I don't think he has he? Unless I'm mad, I don't think he has. Very true. He would also give away a hell of a lot. Although, to be fair, I felt like he was wronged with a lot of the free kicks that ended up being given against him. I felt like a lot of the free kicks that were given against him were just sort of because he's big in there, a bit like Fellaini used to get. Kudus does really well on the turn there, but the ball through to Jarrod Bowen. I wouldn't be against seeing Mubama at this point. Feel like we need something a little bit different up front. I Annoyingly, I wouldn't want to take Kudus away from the right. I think he's doing really well on the right, but I feel like potentially at this point, I wouldn't be against the Mubama, and then maybe that graphic's a bit wonky, Sky, and then they just get it off the screen quickly. Probably the right decision. I don't know what I would do. I don't know who I would take off for it though, because JWP and Souček have such high upsides that it's difficult to say them. We've seen that work over the last couple of games. Paquetá is one of those magic players, a bit like Kudus, who can just do something insane and win you games. Even though I don't think he's having the best game of his life today, he's still capable of doing that and still is very important in our build-up. I wouldn't want to take off Kudus. I wouldn't want to take off Bowen. So I don't know who I would take off. You have to sacrifice something. But I would be interested to see if we could get another person in that attack. So Mubama, just giving the defenders, just dragging the defenders away, then giving Kudus and Jared Bowen more time to run into that space. James Ward-Prowse does well there, just to find a flick to Mohamed Kudus with the back heel. Paquetá trying to play it through. Pinged in for Paquetá. That's really nice. Emerson. Oh, close. That's what I was saying about Paquetá. He's capable of finding these spaces, and that intrinsic link he has with Emerson is so good down that left-hand side. He floats centrally, Paquetá there, picks up the ball from a short pass from Thomas Souček and just can see Emerson with a run around the back, and he finds him unreal. So close, just over. And that's that magic we're talking about from Paquetá. I agree that he's been off the pace today. I do agree with that. I don't think he's been that good today. But when you see that kind of pass just out of nowhere, just flicked it over the top like that, it's difficult to say. It's difficult to justify taking him off. I think realistically, you probably take off James Ward-Prowse. Bowen offside. I mean, maybe if Jared Bowen is suffering from the consequences of being ill, maybe during the week or something, maybe you substitute him off. But I think realistically for me, I would look for a James Ward-Prowse for Mubama sub. Yeah. That's my vibe, Jason. That's my vibe. Elise trying to find his way forward. Couple of step overs, tries to wrong foot his man. Ends up playing it backwards. Crystal Palace trying to find their way forward with short passes here. Doesn't quite work out. Paquetá gets caught, but thankfully we come away with the ball. Although, having said that, I thought we were going to comfortably, but we ended up making a meal of it. Thankfully, Soufal just comes in, ends any opportunity they have, and then boots it clear. Crystal Palace have the opportunity to come back forward again with it. We had a couple of opportunities there to just come away with the ball comfortably and just refuse to take it. Someone goes down off the ball there. It was a huge shout. I think it's Soufal goes down off the ball. Soufal screaming at the referee. I think it's Mitchell who's also down for Crystal Palace. But Soufal went down very emphatically. Soufal's claiming a kick, maybe? Yeah, there's something there from Mitchell. I think maybe a reply. I'm trying to look at what Soufal does first. Soufal comes in, misses out. Mitchell lays it short and sort of swings his arm to try and block it like that. If Soufal swings his arm back to try and block him from getting forward, to which Tariq Mitchell does not take kindly to him, sort of pulls his arm away, despite the ball being far away at this point, pulls the arm away and then swings a foot at him. Soufal goes down emphatically. Tariq Mitchell then goes down holding his face because, he got touched with his arm. But yeah. I've seen a sub for Bell. I've seen enough calls for Bells. There was some more just before that as well. So I'll be lobbing the poll in chat. Bell, yes or no? Get your thoughts in on the matter now. And we'll give it until 69. Nice. Kudus does well there. Takes it past one. Lays it out wide. But the oncoming Emerson. Crystal Palace in a good defensive shape. Just get the block in. Alvarez lays it back out wide to Sufal, looking to try and cross that in. Jordan Ayew trying to stop him. He does well to get past him, and then lays it short into Kudus well, who's touched as well. That's going to be it. That's not a corner, no? Okay, well, he doesn't... To be fair, Kudus doesn't really call for it, so it must have not been a corner, but it looked about as obvious a corner as you're ever going to see from me. It's difficult to tell from the replay, but the way Kudus replied, I suspect would be the correct call. Power of the bell will save us. One can only hope. One can only hope. No warming up as I can see, Jay. No one warming up. The Cresswell did earlier when Emerson looked to be injured, but I think he's fine now. So I haven't seen Cresswell. No, I haven't seen anyone else warming up. I saw Tompkins warming up for Crystal Palace earlier. But... doing just the classic, general warm-up as opposed to specialised. I'm coming on warming up, which was fun. Shout out James Tompkins. Elise tries to take on his man. And he does well there and wins a free kick. Elise did well there. Beat Emerson. Tried to beat Alvarez, couldn't quite manage it, but the free kick gets pulled back regardless by that time. 69 minutes has passed. Let's have a look at what the Bell poll is saying. It's fluctuating a lot, so let me click end so I can actually see the final results. 24% said no, 75% said yes. So we will be getting in on the Bell in just a moment when this passage of play is over. Oh, there you go. Free kick. We'll go now. We'll go now. Hang on. Now, battling around in the box. I don't know what I missed here, but battling around in the box. Emerson has the ball, lays it out to James Ward-Prowse. Thomas Souček gets a little bit caught there. Referee, no free kick, apparently. Michael Oliver letting a lot go. Paquetá goes down holding his face there emphatically in a very Paquetá-esque way. Again, boy who cried wolf. Felice trying to pull the ball forward into the box. Well cut out there from Mavropanos that time. And then Thomas Souček plays it out because Paquetá is still down after being grazed in the face. Again, very boy who cried wolf. Michael Oliver letting a lot go. I mean, the commentator just said it as well. He does get a clip with the elbow to the jaw. But the way he goes down as if he's been knocked out is a bit insane. He does get clipped with an elbow in the jaw. But it's not a purposeful one, and it's certainly not in a big manner. But not enough to go down in that sense anyway, but yeah. Here comes the secret snack, ladies and gentlemen. David Moyes just talking to the team now. Everyone's sort of grabbing this opportunity for water. He was having a conversation with Jared Bowen specifically, and now he's talking to the whole team. I'll be interested to see if there are any subs. There it goes. Still holding his glass jaw. Fortunately, he's also got glass ankles, glass legs, glass knees. Glass everything. Like I say, he did definitely get a clock in the jaw. I'm not. It's not like he didn't. But the play got played on because it's a boy who cried wolf. He goes down like that when nothing happens, and I don't think that was particularly a foul. It certainly wasn't purposeful, or being to par for Kudus as well. There, Jared Bowen and Kudus maybe have changed up a little bit here. Sufal collects the ball, finds Jared Bowen on the right, tries to cut inside, can't quite manage it. Sufal not a back cross in. Kudus' header high and wide. We do seem to have moved around a little bit. Kudus notably is taking up a very central position with Jared Bowen looking like he's on the right. I think Kudus and Bowen have switched sides here. Couldn't tell specifically whether or not we were playing whether we changed to a 2 yet, but it looks like the exact same formation we were just playing, but with Kudus up front. Which I don't know if I agree with. But then again, realistically, Jared Bowen is doing nothing up front, but I don't want to see Kudus playing in the striker position. I don't know. I don't know. Because I feel like Kudus has done so well today that taking him out of the position he's playing well, I don't know. Free kick. Don't know if it was a free kick either way there, to be honest with you. It's somehow going to get given to Crystal Palace. I don't know how it got given at all. It didn't seem like a free kick at all. So foul, throw in. Yeah, they've definitely switched sides. Paquetá seems to have moved more in the 10 or into a more central position. I don't know. We'll see how that one plays out, but there's some stuff's been moved around. Gerd on the ball. Looking for a big boot forward. Paquetá looks very central and very forward right now. Paquetá looking to control that one again. Tell you what, he does okay there. Edson nods it back out towards Sofao. Edson, there was a sprinting towards the box there. Doesn't quite work out. Souček back wide to Emerson. Edson, who's going to whip that one in. Deflect. Corner. Deflect corner. It seems like that last 10-minute burst is back once again, ladies and gentlemen, because we're starting to turn the pressure up. James Ward-Prowse to take the corner. Souček is obviously in there, as is Mavropanos, as is Edson. It's over the top of everyone. Again, can't quite get his head onto it. Elise tries to come away with the ball. Sufal came flying out there. Thankfully, it's worked out, but that was a scary moment. Emerson on the ball, lays it short to Mohamed Kudus. Tries to take on his man and fails. Anderson. It's going to be a quick throw. Short to Kudus, who then tries to loop it in. Oh, I was stuck. All of the words were stuck in my mouth there. Mavropanos at the far post. Tries to nod it back towards goal. We take it quickly. And Mavropanos does well to react, moves himself into a strong position. But the header back towards goal doesn't quite work out. Yeah, we've definitely changed systems. It feels more like it feels more like Kudus and Bowen are sort of playing up front together with Paquetá just behind them. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like a diamond. It feels like we've switched to a diamond, a 4-4-2 diamond type thing, where you have Kudus and Bowen playing as strikers, Paquetá just behind them at the tip of the diamond, with Alvarez at the base of the diamond, then Souček on the right and James Ward-Prowse on the left, which isn't necessarily a bad idea. Yellow card is going to be given out to Vladimir Sofal there. Yeah, definitely yellow. Just tries to put his foot in there on Jordan Ayew, completely misses the ball and gets in. Yeah, it's an easy yellow. It's an easy yellow. So we've changed the system up significantly. It feels a lot more diamondy. Vladimir Sofal was sort of saying, so he was trying to protest the referee, but again, Thomas Souček, good captaincy there, just pushes him away, just says no. Let's not draw any more attention to you, bro. You've already got a yellow card. Let's not get this stress. Just push him away. Elise to take a free kick. Wide on the left-hand side, almost on the touchline. Whipped into a good position and headed away from Thomas Souček. Alvarez battling for it as we try to get the ball away. Anderson with a nice little turn, and that's going to be I thought it was going to be a throw to Crystal Palace, but apparently it's a throw to us. I'm not exactly mad about it. Not exactly mad about it. James Ward-Prowse on the flick on doesn't quite work out. Anderson under some pressure from Kudus ends up playing a very bad ball back to Johnston, who's going to, under some pressure, have to clear that one. Head tennis ensues. Nicely, calmly nodded down from Edson, although we do just again pump it long. It's an interesting switch, and it's not exactly one I'm against. It's an interesting switch. It's a very anti-David Moyes. Going for a diamond is very anti-David Moyes, given the fact we do love a bit of wide progression. I mean, you can have the two strikers sort of dovetailing up front. So when one goes wide, the other one sort of goes more central. Then when the other goes wide, the other one goes more central. That's something we saw under Sam Allardyce with Enner Valencia and Diafra Saka when they did that in Allardyce's last season, the first 6 months of Allardyce's last season. We did something quite similar to that. And I wouldn't be against... I'm not necessarily against seeing that, but it's just very not what David Moyes would want with his, building up from the back, just having a system that is so central. Although when we do go into a defensive shape, we do split very wide. Paquetá moves forward. It becomes a sort of 4-4-2 in defensive shape, with Kudus and Paquetá being the strikers, just sort of keeping the pressure on. James Ward-Prowse filling in on the left wing and Jared Bowen obviously filling in on the right. It's interesting. It's interesting. We haven't made any subs, but we have significantly changed our formation. And there was an initial boost from it. It's not... It feels like there is a sub coming. I don't know if it's for us or Crystal Palace. I believe it's for us. It is for Crystal Palace. Like I say, no subs, but an interesting switch and a complete change in tactic. And not one I'm against. Not one I'm against. Crystal Palace going to be the first team to make a sub this game. Will Hughes coming off. Wider World coming on. So 8 minutes plus stoppage time. Stoppage time will probably be at least 4 minutes, given Paquetá going down and everything else. So you're probably looking at least 12 minutes to go. We feel like we're doing better than Crystal Palace are right now. Big hoof forward from Aged. Trying to find James Ward-Prowse, can't quite find it. Kudus battling for Jefferson Lerma with it. We come away well. Emerson says no free kick, says the referee. We come away with the ball regardless. Good chest down there from Aged. Tell you what, a diamond kind of suits Emerson as well. Something Cal spoke about in that video we did together about who should replace David Moyes. One of the suggestions he had being someone who does play a 4-4-2 diamond, very, very narrow, giving the fullbacks sort of license to go forward, and Emerson, that's sort of suiting him. I think he's played well now on the tiles. I think he's played well. He's passed the ball around well. He's done well as a captain, which is something we haven't seen before. But I think he's had a decent job of captain. Yeah, I think he's done fine. I mean, Rydewald is a centre back who now plays in midfield, so I don't think he's potentially going to score. Although, maybe he will. I understand your point, though. I agree. I think, like I say, I would have wanted to see Mbama come on. I think Cornet would have been an interesting sub after his really nice cameo appearance the other day. So I wouldn't have minded him, certainly. Emerson take a throw on the left-hand side. Is it a diamond or is it a 4-2-2-2? It might be a 4-2-2-2. IU tries to whip the ball in. Hooked away from Mavropanos. So I say hooked away, he sort of just gets a touch on it. Throw into us. Thank you very much. We'll take that. It's kind of a 4-2-2-2 as well. Mateta about to come on, as is Pablo Fornals. Souček just battling with Elise there, just making sure, forcing him backwards. Because it does sort of feel more 4-2-2-2-y than a diamond. And in that sense, maybe you take off James Ward-Prowse for Fornals. He would work in that formation, although we'll see. He would work in the formation. In the position James Ward-Prowse is playing now, Fornals would work. Quick throw taken. We lose out on it. Jared Bowen battles for it, goes down. Good work from Edison there, stopping him from going forward. Crystal Palace making their sub first. Pablo Fornals is still getting ready. It's going to be Mateta coming on for Edouard. Like for Crystal Palace. Interestingly. I'm here for it. It's a parallelogram. It's a rhombus, bro. We're playing a rhombus. Forward come Crystal Palace. Mateta trying to sprint through the centre, whereas Elise comes forward with the ball. Crowded out well from Mavropanos and Alvarez. That's a nice ball. Nicely done from Jared Bowen out wide to James Ward-Prowse on the left. Plays it in towards Paqueta, who leaves it. It was a nice idea to try and leave it for Jared Bowen. Doesn't quite work out. Ball gets played forward from Crystal Palace straight into our feet. Mavropanos comes forward with the ball. since the change in formation, we've definitely been the better team, but we've still not created much from it. So foul trying to cross it in doesn't quite work out. It's going to be another throw for us. It's been better since then. It has been better since then. Interestingly, Fornals is coming on for Alvarez. Dave Moyes making another attacking sub. He has tended to do this recently, taking off Alvarez for more attacking players towards the end of games, thinking essentially that Souček and James Ward-Prowse will do that job. So I suspect you'll see James Ward-Prowse dropping into the role Alvarez playing, and now Fornals takes up that role. Long throw from Soufal, doesn't really go anywhere. Mavropanos battles for it, wins the second header. Commentators saying potentially 6 minutes at a time. We'll see how that ends up playing out. Fornals playing it in quickly. I like the pace Pablo Fornals brings with his passing. And he has taken up that position, and James Ward-Prowse has taken up the Alvarez position. So exactly what we thought was going to happen. Kudus does really well. He manages to keep it in as well. The cross is over the top of everyone. James, Jared Boeing at the far post got a touch, couldn't quite make it work. Souček, poor pass out towards Soufal, but we do win a throw-in from it. It's a strong end once again from West Ham. Momentum happening. If there is that 6 minutes, we've got 7 minutes to score here, and we feel significantly on top compared to Crystal Palace right now. Whipped out wide to Pablo Fornals, plays it short second time to Mohamed Kudus, who's Jordan Ayew marking him. Nice turn from Mohamed Kudus, just beats his man, takes inside, goes down inside the area, but there's two Palace defenders on top of him, and they manage to clear it. Jordan Ayew, big pump forward. And West Ham recollect the ball once again. Again, having to sprint backwards to the halfway line to get the ball. That's how far forward we are right now. Fornals goes down under pressure from Mateta. No free kick, says the ref, and Crystal Palace have a really nice opportunity to counter-attack here. Again, we've still got the numbers, and Paquetá does really well. Mateta just trying desperately to win that one, just trying to draw the foul, and Paquetá thankfully doesn't give it to him. 6 minutes does get added on. We've got 6 minutes left of this game. Six minutes to go. Whipped out wide. Jared Bowen on the ball. 1-2 with Paquetá. He's maybe going to look for it from range. Instead, he tries to fire it into Kudus, who controls it well. Back out wide to Pablo Fornals. Nice opportunity to cross the ball in. Does. Souček is there. Can't quite make it happen. Soufal picks it up at the far post. Puts it back across. Just over Souček, and Sam Johnston can grab it. Come on. Come on. Come on. 5 minutes to go. Sam Johnston taking as long as humanly possible here, by the way. 5 minutes to go. Crystal Palace fully in time wasting mode. Sam Johnston wasting as much time as humanly possible as they look for that draw. Look to just run down that clock. Ryder World trying to come forward. Plays it out wide to Jordan Ayew, who's passed back to Anderson. Is a bit of a poor control. And Paquetá was galloping down, trying to chase him down. And Gay does well just to come across and block him off, just to stop him from really pressurising Anderson in the way he could have. Ball comes forward. Jean-Philippe Mateta on the ball, trying desperately to hold off three West Ham defenders. And he does well to flick it into the path of Ayew, to be fair. Again, trying to show Ayew down the line, blocks him off from crossing. Going to be a throw into Crystal Palace. Just over 4 minutes left. Crystal Palace have a throw right by their right corner flag, our left corner flag. Joel Ward's short throw in goes poorly from a cross. Hoofed away, bit of head tennis follows. Crystal Palace come away with the ball. Nice control from Elise. Tries to play his way inwards to Ryder World. Does well, sorry. Played back across from Elise, and it's an easy block from Mavropanos, but it's going to be a corner. Thank you, Ishmael. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you. Elise is going to take the corner. Just over 3 minutes to go. Mateta is in there, as are the rest of their big boys. Elise tries to whip it in. Headed away strongly from Souček. Pablo Fornals does really well there. Nicely done into Kudus, who does really well as well. This is nice from West Ham. Flicked forward, ball over the top. He's under a bit of pressure there, Jarrod Bowen, but somehow manages to come away with it. He's got an option to his right with Soufal. He tries to take him on, plays it out eventually. Ward-Prowse first time cross is decent, but there just wasn't anyone in a good position to take it. Played back once more. Pablo Fornals this time on the left, tried to cross it in. People in there. Header. Oh. Jarrod Bowen can't get the power on it. Straight into the hands of Sam Johnston. It's a brilliant ball in from James Ward-Prowse in the build up to that, by the way. It doesn't quite work out. And then again, we just work it well to Pablo Fornals. His first time cross is nice. And it's Jarrod Bowen heads it. Thomas Souček was just behind him. Straight into the hands of Johnston. Two minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. West Ham once again have possession of the ball. Crystal Palace giving it away instantaneously. Soufal with few options. Decides to go long towards Jarrod Bowen, who battles for it well. Comes away with the control as well. He does brilliant here, Jarrod Bowen. Options were arriving and he couldn't quite find any of them. Soufal tries to pile drive it into the box. No one quite there. Headed away. Nice control from James Ward-Prowse. Tries to look for the cross. Does second time. Too close to the goalkeeper. He collects it. Stephen, I did know that. I looked it up on Wikipedia after this happened, and I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it, and I refuse to acknowledge it. A minute and 10 seconds to go. A minute and 10 seconds to go. Could have got player of the match, by the way. Most amount of shots, most amount of touches in the box, most amount of open play crosses. Congratulations on the Kudus. I would ask, but we're drawing, so. Crystal Palace just hoofing it forward, no options, and Mavropanos will very happily collect that one. Maybe look this time when you pass. Good. Okay, right, he does that. Huge ball forward. Kudus does well to get that one under control, under some pressure. Skips forward, skips past his man. Loses a bit of control, but it ends up working out for us. 30 seconds to go. It's bouncing around. We're looking for something. Ward-Prowse plays out wide to Soufal. He's got Paquetá alongside him. Back to Ward-Prowse. He's going to whip it in. Souček is in there. It doesn't quite work out. Comes to Pablo Fornals, who takes on his man, tries to play it in with his weak foot. It's hooked away, and that's going to be a free kick. That's probably going to be it. Jones, there is the final whistle. The fact, do you know what? The fact we've lost that game due to Mavropanos deciding to pass without looking is one of the most frustrating things. One of the most frustrating things in the world. Full time, it does end 1-1. Oh, what an awful mistake from Mavropanos. Gives them a goal. Gifts them a goal that, frankly, they were not getting otherwise. They didn't really look capable of getting otherwise. And it ends 1-1. Annoying. Really, really annoying. Interesting change from David Moyes towards the end of that game, which put us completely on top. And the end of that was all us. Crystal Palace had nothing towards the end of that game. Just frustrating. Could have, and perhaps should have been 3 points. That feels a lot more like points dropped than it does points gained. And just an awful error. And if you want to talk about that more, Gio will be live in just a few moments' time on the channel with our full match review. I'll spam that link in the chat for you right now. And while I do that, I'll say thank you for watching. Massively appreciate you all being here. as you all know, sometimes it can be very boring watching West Ham play football, and so the fact that you get involved is very, very appreciated. And you can get involved in a review at this link right now. If you click on that, head on over to Gio's full match review live in a few moments' time. Before you do that, make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, because we're the most consistent West Ham fan channel out there when it comes to it. Watch-alongs, and make sure to like the video and like the review because it helps us out massively. Hit that bell notification button. And finally, thank you to GP. Thank you to ASOX, to Tom, and once again to GP. Massively, massively appreciate it all. Head on over to the review. It'll be live in just a few moments' time. But until next time, West Ham United 1, Crystal Palace 1. Restrain. Speak to you later, everyone. Bye. Bye.